Hey, I just got back from lunch. Did you finish that report yet?
Well, not exactly. Still working on it. I'm not finished just yet. I got a little sidetracked, but I will get them to you first thing this afternoon.
It is first thing this afternoon.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I mean, I am working on
But
it. I'll have
what do you mean that the report isn't finished yet?
I'm still in the process of working on it. I've just been a little distracted.
Distracted. Our meeting starts in an hour.
I can have it.
No. What were you doing? Were you listening to another hunting podcast again? I swear, I give the staff in this office the freedom to do whatever they want to do as long as they meet a deadline. That is the first bullet underneath your job description. Pays attention to detail and deadlines. Dude, are you even listening to me right now?
Welcome to episode 200 of the Whitetail Distraction Podcast. My name's Austin, and joining me in the pod porch, Charles Hedland. How you doing, buddy?
Did you say 200?
I did.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my good googly
I'm
doogly.
doing good, man. What is up?
Oh, man. Nothing.
Listen.
Beautiful outside.
It's
That's what it is.
fucking gorgeous outside. What a beautiful day to be in a garage with a bunch of beers. And one antler because nobody brought antlers.
I can bring antler. I have my half rack antler out on the
okay.
porch.
It's fine.
You want me to go get it?
No, it's fine.
It's a lot smaller than that one.
So anyways, episode 200, right?
Yes, sir.
And, you know, people think about these big number podcasts. Like this is it, 200, right? It's like 100 is cool, 150 is cool, 200, right?
Yeah.
And some guys go out and they go get real big buck killers and they put them on the episode for 200. We didn't do that.
No, we didn't.
Some guys get like some guys get like really good turkey hunters and they bring them on the podcast. We didn't do that.
We didn't do that.
We didn't. Some guys get really good looking guys and bring them on the pod, and we definitely didn't do that.
No.
You know what we did?
What do we do?
We just woke up your kids. We got the funny guys on the podcast. That's what we did.
J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Yep. So we went for humor on this podcast. I'm totally kidding. We actually have a really good turkey hunter and some big buck killers at this table.
And a really good looking guy.
Listen, the joke was going to be a lot funnier if Sabelli was here, but he's not freaking here. So
That's right.
kind of ruined it a little bit. I know.
Come on, man.
I know. So,
Come on, man.
Joe's breathing in the mic again. We're going to bring you the confusion again today. We're going to go around the table here. So, back in beautiful fashion. And it's been a while.
It has been a while.
Since the Marcello brothers are here. Now, mind you, Joe here likes the Joe Bro.
Joe Bro and Joe Mo.
Likes to really brag about his episode. Pretty sure your guys has surpassed his episode.
Hey, I don't know about
I
this.
mean, come on now.
This is new information to me.
I mean,
I'm going to need a recess
Give
to
me
look
something.
over this information.
Yeah.
I looked the other day. The Marcello Brothers podcast fucking killed it. So
I mean,
they are back.
You guys know
They're
what
Italian. They got like the cousins and the nephews. Like, hey, boopity boppity, listen to my
Boopity-boppity.
podcast.
okay,
You know,
okay, that's taking it a step too far.
That's racist as shit.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
That's how you
show
at the
us-
table. You can't talk
You
like
show us a little fucking respect. Okay?
Well, yeah.
things are really good until
You're
this
talking
started.
to my man all wrong. Say it again. I'll stab you in the face with a soldering iron.
the wrong tone.
My great grandfather came over from Spanish, Italy.
We could just say I started all that just to hear the Christopher Walken. But
Yeah, that's not what you were going for. You were just being.
I wanted it.
You were just being a genuine.
I got a fever.
I got a fever.
And
the only
description
description is more cowbell.
More cowbell. Hey,
Unbelievable.
Here we go.
I love it.
so
we
is
go.
it Marcello or Marcello?
If you were in Italy.
Well, it depends
Positively
what
being
country
Marcello.
you're in, Charles.
It's Marcello, okay?
All right. I don't think that's
right?
it.
It's,
All right, back up.
my name
Back the fuck
in
up.
Italy is Giuseppe Marcello.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Giuseppe
My
Benjamin
name
Marcello.
in America is just Joe Marcello.
Jomo.
And I'm
Okay.
and I'm the black sheep.
Yeah,
Brandon
there's,
Marcello.
There's Brandon. Sounds super Italian. I'm a fourth generation. by the
Let's
way.
make this name really Italian. Let's call him Brandon.
Hey, my name's Joe. I'm a fourth generation.
I'm Joseph Benjamin Marcello the Fourth.
Ivy.
Right? It's very prestigious.
Holy shit.
So hard.
Moving on.
You have any idea how much weight that You have to carry being the 4th generation.
No,
You don't know.
I don't.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, you don't know.
You don't have to worry about it. Your brother had a boy.
Do you know how much weight you have to carry as the black sheep?
Yeah, but he continued it on. You don't even have to continue it on at this point.
Ain't that something?
I mean, that is
Right?
But I'm gonna try.
Pressure's off, friend.
Trying.
You should try.
I'm trying.
Just
Luca.
plan it well. Rut when the deer rut, and you'll be in the clear.
Yeah.
Just remember that. Okay. Anyways, going around, we have the Marcello brothers.
Yeah, Joe had to just
Fucking man,
derail
that
this
that
from the
got
get
bad
go.
heart, man.
Hey.
Hi, buddy.
Got offended.
Good having you back.
Hey, Ross. How are you?
had to turn this into a dick measuring contest from the rip.
Joe Bro is here.
No,
and
it's too late, Joe. Don't try to hold my hand.
brand new to the podcast. First appearance, episode 200.
Hold on, I got one for this. You ready? I'm gonna introduce him.
Dun, dun.
Oh my god,
Can you fucking hit the button?
I'm hitting everything that's wrong tonight.
Come on, Jamie.
You ready?
There it is, baby. Mr.
Let's give a little round of applause.
Dick Matty B.
Hey-o.
Matt Bradford, how are you, friend?
Awesome. Very awesome. Glad to be here.
We're glad you're here too, man. Sorry you got the shitty mic, but you did say you didn't want to
Hey,
go on.
I heard him just fine.
Good. I hope everyone else
sounds
good.
lovely.
So I work with a guy. His last name is Bradshaw, and I almost asked him if you guys were related. And I remembered your last name is
Well, that's not my name, but
Bradshaw. Sounds like
Matt's been related to Terry Bradshaw this whole
Are
time.
you related to Terry or Matt?
sounds like you guys are really close.
Well, it wasn't him. It was the other guy. You know, I remembered his name, and I was like, wait. Bradford. I couldn't remember the guy I worked with last name. I thought it was Bradford until I went to work and saw his name. And it's like, oh, no,
Never
it's
mind.
Bradshaw. Never mind.
close enough.
False
I'm
lead.
not going to ask that question anymore.
False lead.
Yeah. And for a while there, I thought it was a possibility. You guys are kind of around the same area.
When I worked at the cracker plant, I had a name tag on my hard hat, and it was Bat Madford. And the looks I got were ridiculous. People would be like, "Are you related to Matt?" I'd be like, "No, what are you talking about?"
Well,
not even the same name.
I bet this
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I've crossed some strangers that asked me that. Hey, there's a guy with a hard hat that says Bat Madford. Yours says Matt Bradford. That's real similar.
Should have been like, that's my arch nemesis. That son of a bitch.
I've been trying
That's
to
my
find
evil
that guy.
twin brother. I thought I killed him years ago.
I thought I killed him in the womb.
Dude,
It's
one
like when
day these
Stewie
guys
finds
like
his evil twin.
These guys
you know?
like gave me a double take as I was like going up like the scaffolding, and I was like, "What are you guys looking at?" And they were just like looking at my hard hat, and I was like, "Oh shit, sorry."
Or they just didn't speak English at all.
Insecure Joe over here.
Hey, you guys stand on your ground, man. That place was like a prison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rough.
Somebody tries to steal your eggs, dude. You gotta
Yeah.
punch them right in the
I
nose.
saw somebody get shanked over a microwave.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's no joke.
You know what I've been really craving?
A shotgun of beer.
No, man,
More
a guy
cowbell?
that has
not shotgun.
a guy that has duck eggs.
Ooh.
I know a guy.
Who is
Well,
those?
that guy told me that
He didn't sell
he
it.
said, "Hey, man,
He's an excellent salesman."
Anybody want duck eggs? When I had them, I shit my pants for 3 days." And I said, "Right here. I'll take half a dozen."
Who wouldn't want a dozen of shit duck eggs?
You didn't let me finish my story.
Natural laxative.
You didn't let me finish my story.
Finish.
Okay, well, the story was, I started shitting my pants about 10 o'clock that morning. I had duck eggs around 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And then, I kind of didn't have the taste for them after I was like shitting and puking because the illness progressed. So that was the whole story.
So the shit
duck
shit
eggs.
was pre-duck eggs.
Correct,
Still didn't sell it.
100%.
Still didn't sell it.
But needless to say, you don't know, sir,
Well,
if the duck eggs
No, I do.
made your shit
No. It was
better or worse.
No, it wasn't them.
You're going to stand here today
I'm going to stand
In
here
this
today.
court.
I'm going to stand
Have
on
you
this.
ever had duck eggs?
No.
and
Be
swear.
careful.
Yeah.
Don't mix them with regular eggs, because when you crack a duck egg, you have to slam it off the table
told him
like a
this.
maniac.
He did.
Yeah, I've
And
explained
then if
this.
you try cracking a regular egg afterwards, you're gonna slam it off the table and it's gonna explode.
Well, I was telling Chuck,
I've done this before.
I saw a duck
You're
egg.
like, bam, whoa, stop.
Yeah,
And
I
then you
saw
do
one.
another one, bam, whoa, stop
Yeah.
slamming it.
I was doing a job for a guy, and he's like,
can't.
"Hey, do you want duck eggs?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm okay. It's kind of weird. Like I don't have breakfast with you, this complete stranger."
Do you like
But he
eggs?
showed me the duck egg, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's Like a dinosaur.
It's like an ostrich
dinosaur
egg.
egg. It was fucking
Yeah,
huge.
Some sort of
good.
raptor inside.
They're good.
There.
They're really rich.
That's
Really
what I said. They're really rich, and it's almost
That
all
duck
yolk.
egg was
Very
good,
yolky.
but it is filling.
Oh my god, they're also huge.
I like to go down to the park at night and steal all the ducks' eggs.
Huge. That would be a good idea. Actually,
That's a great idea. I
Who
just
takes
thought
all the
about
ducks'
that.
eggs?
Actually, now that I've
Someone
thought
has to
about
be
it,
taking them.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a tariff on duck eggs. No more duck eggs. The only more duck eggs you're going to get are coming. They're not coming from China. Okay? No more.
We need a video podcast.
These are going to be. Okay, make America great again. Make duck eggs great again. They're coming from America. Okay.
What did I walk into?
God, that was great.
Is that going to bring down the cost of
I've
chicken eggs?
never seen him do Trump before. That was
There's a lot of
fantastic.
things you don't know about me. Okay?
Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
This is his brother. You don't even know him.
Honestly, I feel offended. We forgot to add another guest to this podcast. Mr. Donald Trump's in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, nice to have you.
Hey, I'll have him over Sabelli any day.
D-Train,
There's one
thank
thing
you.
that I've held back. Sam.
Little did people know we have
Hold
Donald
on.
J. Trump here, and we have
Close to
Christopher
200.
Walken.
There's one thing I've been holding back saying, and now it's time. Fuck Joe.
Oh, hey-oh.
Wow.
Talking about Biden. not
Come
you,
on, man.
Come
I
on,
wouldn't say
man.
that to you.
Go lick an ice cream cone, Joe.
I got tears in my eyes.
That was amazing.
Holy shit.
Anyway,
Where do you go from there?
I mean, I think that's going to drive down the price of chicken eggs, you know?
Hey, yeah.
who's ready to kill something?
I'm ready.
I feel my 401k dropping by the minute. Hey-oh.
Are you cutting into your 401k to take turkey trips? Is that what's going on?
Come on,
Should
Joe.
be.
Let's move forward.
Don't do that.
Let's not move.
His
Let's not
wife
go.
might listen.
Yeah. Let's not. Let's not.
You just said it. What do you
Can't give
mean?
up his secret.
Keep her moving.
He said it.
Hey, what's next, huh? What are you talking about?
Hey, what's that? Okay. I think I know this is episode 200. We're having a good
Yeah.
time, but we should thank our partner.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're
I'm
absolutely
just
right.
saying.
Yeah.
I was shocking his
Yeah,
beer
yeah,
while you
Archie.
do that.
You're more than
Hey,
welcome
look at
to.
that. Joe's got it for us. VIP Archery.
Joe, hold up your koozie.
Wow. Do you have your koozie?
Is this
there?
a
It
radio?
is.
VIP broadheads.
There it is, buddy.
Baddest in the business. If you want Freddy Krueger blood, go over and check out VIP Archery.
Brandon and I were just talking about the old guillotines.
The old gobbler guillotine
Crazy
right there,
guillotine.
buddy.
Yeah, it's almost turkey season, dude.
I started shooting my bow the other day, buddy.
Why? No, I'm just kidding. I know why.
You know why.
I don't want to know why.
You know why.
I do know why.
Look at that bad boy.
Yeah.
Look at that.
What is that again?
It's 175 grain meat missile
2.75 inches by 2.75 inches.
Yeah.
That is insane.
for chopping. You shoot a hatchet at a turkey's face.
Basic.
Yeah,
Basic.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
It
VIP
is.
Archery. Check them out. VIParchery.com.
check him out.
Go get your broadheads. Actually, I was just selling their broadheads to someone else because the price of them is insanely cheap
Yeah,
compared
absolutely.
to regular broadheads on the market.
Better believe it, buddy. Made in America.
Made in America. America. Trump had to go, so
Yep,
he can't endorse that message.
it's okay.
Anyways, Back 40 Seed Company. Oh, it's time. We're a little bit, we're not actually too late. It's going to get down below freezing again in a couple nights.
Absolutely.
So you can still frost seed.
There's plenty of time to frost seed.
And we got some rain. Quit
Oh, they're shotgun and beers over
shotgunning
here.
beers with Did you just share shotgun and beer? That shit's got
Good for
weird.
you.
He wanted to try
It's
it. I don't
okay.
know
Matt, what are you
going
watching over there?
You know what else is
getting
okay? The clover and chicory blend from Back 40 Seed Co.
Hey-oh.
I know your buddy on the Patreon. Damn it, what was his code name? Steve. Steve just bought some chicory clover blend today at the Clearfield, I want to say, Clearfield Outdoor Show.
Very cool.
From their booth. So
Very cool.
got to get in the ground. I'm about to
Did
put
he
some-
use the code Distraction10?
He told him he was buddies of the podcast.
Cool.
So
Cool.
there's that.
There's that.
I'm actually gonna probably put some clover in the ground myself soon.
I like it.
Yep.
Hashtag me too.
I found a spot where I found this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a little heavy.
It's a beautiful shit.
That is
Where
a
I
beautiful
found this
shed.
beautiful shed from
that bad boy.
the Big 8. Big 8 is alive, aka now named Pincushion.
Let me see. Yeah, he should be.
That's his new nickname.
It was
Moving
twice,
forward.
right?
Twice.
Oh, my God.
Twice wounded, twice survived. Pincushion.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a cool buck.
So where I found that is there's a bunch of acorns there. It's like the only place on the property that still has oaks.
I like up here. You got the
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
it was fresh, dude. Fresh.
It's a freaking stud.
Super fresh. Not even
Stud.
touched by a squirrel.
That's
Like, it
beautiful.
just fell off his little head.
Little dome
What
piece.
I think is sweet too, man, is like just whitetail wise, willingness to just.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
man.
Like I remember when me and Joe went to Wyoming for the first time, and an old timer was like, "What do you guys hunt?" We're like, "Oh, we're big whitetail." Like, wait till you go after these antelope. Like it's like their will to survive is like crazy, and they're just super tough. Dude, they folded.
Yeah.
First shot, like, and you hear these stories like this whitetail, like been wounded twice. Like he's still like they're awesome, man.
October and November.
and November.
Yeah, and like you just have to freaking respect them.
And he just
Yeah,
dropped
dude.
shed.
And how
last
many
week.
people find them with broadheads?
That's
in
what
their
I'm saying. That's what I'm
shoulders,
saying. Like they are
Their skull.
relentlessly tough. Like
Yeah.
they are so freaking tough.
And they just keep going.
Unbelievable.
They keep going. They don't stop.
Keep on keeping on.
It's all
That's
for
what they
that.
do.
It's all for November.
It's like life is a garden. You dig it.
Life's a garden. Oh,
Yeah, I got a
Take
couple.
phone calls.
do you want a little Joe Deere tay right now?
Yeah, I got a couple places.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, hey, right there. That's a space peanut. Dead giveaway.
Call them Bowen bombs.
That's a space peanut.
Space peanut.
No,
Dead
right
give-
there's a space peanut.
Oh man.
This is where you want to be when Jesus comes back?
Picking on poor little Joe Dirt.
Making fun of poor little Sabelli.
Hey, guy likes to see homos naked. That's cool.
I heard Buffalo Bob
Don't
show
help me
the
none.
road flare up your bong hole.
Nothing happened. Yeah, it's a hell of a freaking shed, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's my best shed I've ever found.
Let's
by
not
far.
talk about that shed.
Sorry, buddy.
So yeah, we already talked about it.
Let's not talk
Did
about
you?
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
push it,
don't
yeah.
start. No,
We already
no,
did it. We already
no,
did
no,
it. It's
no,
already
let
over.
it go.
It's
Don't
over.
even.
It's over.
Oh, he's got it in his hand.
Got it in his hand again.
Joe just said.
Just said it
The
down.
funny thing
I made a
is,
deal with Joe.
What'd you do, Joe?
I talked to a guy at work the other day, and I was telling him about the shed. I was like, "Yeah, my brother found a shed from the deer that I shot twice this year." And I start going on with this story, and this guy knows nothing about me, has no clue about my hunting experience, how many deer I've killed, blah blah blah. And I just felt like such a shitty hunter after telling him this story. I'm like, that's all he knows about me, that I shot this deer twice. And I was telling him about the saddle and everything. He's like, well, why don't you hunt something else? I'm like, I love the saddle. I just need to learn more techniques on it and everything. And blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, well, you end up fucking up on deer. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it happens. It's archery. And I feel like every time I ever screw up, it always comes in pairs. Like 2019, the Jimmy year.
Oh,
It
yeah.
always
Bring
comes
it
in
on.
pairs. I'm telling you, every time I have screw ups, it always comes in pairs. And it just, like, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
And this year was just that.
Well, not to get all like weird and emotional, but you know what they say is like you learn from the failures. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
true.
You don't learn from the,
do.
oh yeah, I smoked this one. It was a perfect shot. And it's like now, you screw something up or you don't, execute the way you wanted to. Well, now you look back and say, okay, what could I have done different? What do I need to learn? What do I need to change?
Yeah.
You know,
Hell, even
Yeah,
if
for
you
sure.
shoot him in the
That's
ass,
just the way
you
it
hit
goes.
And that's the
a
thing. I just
femoral,
started saddle hunting last year.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
So
man.
I mean,
It
there's
takes-
so many
there's so
different
much.
like ways you could position your body and make
Oh,
things
absolutely.
easier for yourself.
Yeah, I messed up on a buck now with saddle. I did it for 2 years and it just wasn't for me. I'm not saying that it's a knock on saddle hunting. It just personally wasn't for me.
It's not for everybody.
yeah,
no.
this is pretty much
No.
the same for me.
I fidgeted too much.
Yeah.
And I just
I
kind of
moved.
found myself saying like, I'm not out here to look like some cool ninja in a tree. I'm out here to kill deer. And that was just for me. And I'm just comfortable in a tree stand. And I went back to that and back in the swing of things.
Yeah.
Hey,
For
man.
me, that's what worked.
Whatever works.
Everybody's different.
Whatever works and whatever
But
you feel the
there
most
is
comfortable with.
100% a learning curve with it.
Oh, yeah.
No
Oh, yeah.
doubt.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no doubt. There's a
think-
steep learning
I think
curve.
for me, I'm just pushing it because I can't get over the weight. I love that I'm not weighted down because
Yeah,
I
it
love
is
going
nice.
so
It
far
is
back
nice.
in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And to not be so weighted down that you can't go that extra quarter mile,
Oh, it makes a
Like
difference.
Charles and I think it was just an eye-opening experience for me. We were hunting out in Ohio. We took the boat out. We dropped off the side of this cliff. It wasn't really a cliff. We've seen other cliffs, but no, it was just a pretty steep hillside.
Huge.
Call it a
I
bluff.
walk up
Huge
this
cliff.
hillside.
The biggest
with-
cliff.
Yeah.
Listen, I know you've all seen cliffs. Okay. This was a cliff you've never seen. This isn't a China cliff. This is an American cliff. A cliff that I'm talking, you drop hard, you drop fast. Okay. Joe, continue. I'm sorry. Huge. It's absolutely
You
with a
couldn't
Y.
explain that
huge.
as the one
have
that
the biggest
Charles's
cliff.
deer ran down after he said he smoked it, but this was not that.
Whoa, smoked it in the liver. Isn't that the way?
Give him 12.
Hey-o.
Give him 10. Give him 12. You know, they're out
With the
there.
rifle.
Hey, that's
But,
a kill shot.
It was a
It
rifle.
wasn't really a cliff, it was just a hillside. But either way, we walk up there. He's got a saddle. I've got my climber.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
And I always hooked my climber up, my
That's a
bag
big
up to my climber, and there was just so much leverage
Oh, yeah.
pulling me back. By the time we got to the top, I saw a little bit of sign, and we kicked a deer up. I'm like, I'm going right here.
Yep.
You could go as far as you want, but I'm going right here because I couldn't take another step. I couldn't deal with it just dragging into my freaking shoulders. Now it's like I walk to my stand, and I could walk further if I want. I could walk wherever the hell I want because I have no weight really other than my bag.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, it's
Beautiful
definitely.
thing.
I remember when I first tried it, Joe tried it, and then I was like, yeah, I'll try it. And I remember the number one thing for me was like, I'm like, oh, wait, I'm wearing my tree stand.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's on you.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a weird feeling because, like, I'm so used to, like, I had an XOP set up, the stand and the sticks. You're like, I weigh them, and it's like, oh, yeah, this is, 18 and a half pounds. And then you're like, you put the saddle on, and you're like, oh, shit.
Even
Yeah,
if you're
this-
one
this-
stick
this
and you
is-
got one stick
yeah.
on your back and it's nothing.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm almost like forcing to love it
Yeah.
because of the fact that I love. And yeah, I have
That-
uncomfortable sits. I really do. I have uncomfortable sits, and I'm just like,
That's
man,
why
I thought I got a better one this year. I thought the other saddle was just too small, and I'm still uncomfortable in this one, and maybe I got to do this, and maybe I got to do that, and yeah, it's uncomfortable, but it's like just that walk in so worth it. I mean, you're not
it's nice.
sweating up a storm.
Why are you shaking your head, Joe?
It doesn't make any damn sense.
Really?
I mean, I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
rude.
You don't
I'm
like-
trying to knock it, but like
Yeah.
it's so uncomfortable, but it's light. Like
You got to learn
It's
how to hunt.
uncomfortable.
okay,
out
what are you walking in for 35 minutes and you're sitting for 8 hours? What would you rather trade comfort wise? It doesn't make any sense.
I get
Maybe
what-
you just shouldn't carry a goddamn climber on your
Yeah.
back and get a lightweight hang on and sticks.
Yeah, but they suck to sit in. Hang on, suck to sit in, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sat in it,
They
hang on,
suck.
and they're
I
just
hate
like,
'em.
I don't
feel like
wanna
I'm
do
gonna
this.
fall
I'm
out.
out.
Of it all the time.
I don't want to.
I mean,
I don't want to argue.
Here's my thing.
That's your preference. dude.
Here's my thing. Like,
You know what, man?
I could
Hey,
be in a
man,
saddle
That's just like
for way longer than a lock on.
That's just like your opinion, man.
I think
For
I mean, I've
for
sat
me.
uncomfortable sits in a lock on too. I mean, nothing's really super comfortable other than a climber.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, you got to think like too, like just bow choice. Like, one guy's like, oh, I live and die by Hoyt. I live and die by Matthew. Like everybody has their thing. So like,
Yeah,
whatever you're most comfortable with. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to practice out of it. But like,
I
if you feel more
yeah.
confident in a saddle than I do, sitting in a run and gun hang on stand, and you're practicing out of it, then go for it.
Yeah.
Like if that's your thing, you
Yeah,
know, and if
right.
if your plan is to like, I plan to get a mile back, but you plan to get 5 miles back, well then, yeah, the smarter choice. I mean, everybody talks about dropping weight and what's lighter and this, that, and the other. And if that's your goal, then
Yeah, well, not only
yeah,
that,
I'm not
too.
knocking saddle hunting.
Yeah.
I just me
Right.
personally,
Exactly.
when I sat in a saddle,
just sounds like it's
I
not what you
I
enjoy.
personally felt like my flaw wasn't like the execution. Like I practiced out of it. I shot. Like I did fine. It was my hips. Like I'm always like moving and adjusting, and then I realized that like,
I got busted.
well, how many times? Because you know how like a deer comes by and everybody's like looked at their phone and you're like, shit. Well, like I didn't notice that as much. Sitting in a climb or in a run and gun setup versus saddle where I'm constantly moving to the point where I'm probably just like scaring deer away at this point.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't get comfortable. Like I'm a bigger guy and I tried a different one and I was like, it's just not for me. It just wasn't my
funny
thing.
thing.
doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Yeah,
I just
it
for
wasn't.
me,
It wasn't for us.
yeah, it wasn't my thing.
How long did you hunt in a
I
saddle?
mean, I literally tried it.
I
For a
did.
year?
I did
One season?
I did
Yeah.
it for 2.5 years.
But here's the thing: is like all I've ever done was run and gun,
Mhm.
that kind of setup. So
Yeah.
to maybe I didn't give it long enough, but at the same
No.
time, there's a lot of spots that I'm going to where I don't need to be as absolutely lightweight as possible to get where I want to go.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So like for me, it doesn't make sense to be like, okay, my walk in is 30 minutes regardless. Do I want to be comfortable and confident in my run and gun setup versus just being in a saddle?
Right.
Yeah, it didn't make a difference for me to be like,
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not going to get deeper just because I have a saddle where I wanted to go.
I think the biggest thing about it, man, is honestly, it's another tool in the arsenal.
For sure.
I mean, you can have it. You can be
Situational.
completely, yes,
Yeah.
totally situational.
Right.
Like
I want to get one for rifles because it's like
they're awesome for rifles.
Dude, we
you
talk
have the,
about
you have the
it.
tree to rest on. I mean, it's
Right.
they're
Bridge
awesome
to
for
rest
that.
on.
We literally
it has
talk
a-
about
it
it
has a
every year.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about it for rifle
And
camp
I'm not-
every year. I'm like, this would be perfect. You just
yeah,
take a stick or two.
yeah.
You get yourself elevated. Money. It's perfect.
It's
But
awesome.
for me with a bow, I know how I shoot with my
I'm
compound.
not sitting long in rifles.
I don't feel comfortable.
Well,
hours.
if I get my old saddle back, I'll let you use it if you want instead of having to go buy one.
Great. I think the
And
one
you
I
would-
had was
You would love it.
I started with the old sit
Phantom?
drag.
Phantom, I think,
That's
from Tethered.
Yeah, I killed a deer out of it.
Did I have the
Feathered,
Phantom,
yeah.
Charles?
I think
Phantom.
I had the Phantom. From
I
Tethered.
have
I had a
the
Phantom.
I felt
Phantom.
like I had too
Dude, it
big
just-
of an ass for
I have
it.
the
I have
Phantom
a huge
XL.
ass.
XL is the way to go.
It was
See it.
Okay.
even like it just it was yeah
Yeah,
It
I
was,
went from
it was
the
Yeah.
sit drag to the Manus to the regular Phantom.
Yeah, the Phantom XL
Did
is
not
the way
like
to go because
Any of them.
it's longer, so it wraps around you more, so you get less of that hip pinch.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
and it's just
I was
so
getting
much
hip
more comfortable, and it
pinch,
comes down
and it was
lower.
constantly slipping.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
riding up.
I had the
Yeah.
same
And
problem.
I adjusted my bridge height and everything, my tether height, I should say.
Mhm.
And I couldn't get it tuned
Yeah.
in. And I
It's
even
such
tried
a
like
tricky thing.
arrow
I
hunter.
switched
I
to
went
the
to like a
Cruiser.
saddle hunting day and tried
makes that?
multiple different saddles.
Cruiser makes it.
Cruiser makes
And-
I didn't I'm not a
Yeah,
I'm not
Cruiser.
super into the saddle
What is
game.
it, Charles?
XC,
XC.
the
Cruiser
one you
actually.
have. Yeah,
It's
And it's
decent
bigger.
saddle.
Did you like it?
It's longer
Yeah.
this way, so it doesn't feel like you're like sitting on like a teeny little thing.
Yeah.
it cups your.
But
butt
again, I had some problems with it. I'm like, I felt like I kept pushing it down, pushing it down, pushing it down.
better. Mhm.
But it's not just weight. Like you're thinking, I'm just like going in there because I'm like, oh, this is really light. I'm just gonna keep going. I almost feel invisible in these things. Like I've had deer come closer, and I like when I'm on a climber. Like I always try to get some cover.
Well, they
But
say,
like
they
when
say-
you're in one of those, I've had deer do shit that I've been in a climber with good cover, and they don't see me in the saddle. Like they're just.
I mean,
It's
that's
so much better. Like you're able to manipulate your body
that's what I was
around.
gonna say. That's one
Yeah.
of the bigger benefits.
But it's
to
just
it.
like you
Yeah.
got to learn
Yeah.
so many different techniques because you're shooting in different
yeah,
ways than
Right.
you shot your entire life.
right.
I mean,
it's
2 years or
just
something
it's just a learning.
after
it's a
hunting
big learning
archery
curve.
for 20 years.
Yeah,
It is a learning curve, and there's just so many different things you got to learn. And like weak side wasn't a big deal last year. I shot my buck weak side, and it wasn't a big deal at all. But it's just like some trees, every tree is different. It's just
Mhm.
there's so much different stuff. Like
Get one with a lean to it.
yeah, the one tree, the second time I shot this buck, the tree wanted to push me to the left, and I knew that. And I moved my rope around to the right, and I tried to cinch it in and get myself. And I really didn't expect to be shooting over there. And honestly, if I would have positioned my body a little bit differently, maybe if I would have took my legs out and just dropped my hip down against a tree, maybe I would have made that shot. I don't know. It's good for guns, but I don't know about a bow. It's just, you got to kind of practice. I mean, if you're running a saddle, I haven't done it, but you got to practice in the yard
oh yeah,
at different angles and everything, because the second time I shot him, I was tucked in. I was tucked in the heart. And yeah, the tree dropped me to the left and I hit my quiver and he became alert. So he might have ducked a little bit, dropped down to go run. And maybe that has something to do because I hit him with the spine the second time. And I couldn't tell you how, because it's a pitch shot. It was like 17, maybe 20 yards at the furthest. And I've had deer duck my arrow at 25 yards. I had a doe come by the one year, and she was with a baby, and she was super alert. You could just tell by her demeanor. And she was 25 freaking yards away. She ducked the arrow so hard, I put one right below her spine. And I'm like, how did she move so quick? And this new bow I have, I mean, next year I'm switching out my drop rest because it's loud. It's too loud. And the dude at the bow shop talked me into it. And I told him, I said, you can hear this thing slapping metal every time it drops. And maybe that has a little bit to do with it. But I mean, it's
I
a
don't know.
possibility.
They're freaks of nature, dude. How
Yeah.
they
Oh, yeah.
can freaking
they know.
react.
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about antelope. Antelopes are even worse.
I mean, I've killed
Holy
a shit ton of deer, and like a 17-yard shot's a pitch shot. I get it. I was manipulating my body really terribly, so that could have been part of it. But again, I mean, I was tucked in there. I felt really good, other than the manipulation of my body, like going hard, weak side. But I mean, I don't know. I was so surprised when that deer ran away with an arrow lodged in his spine. I was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
And I was sick to my freaking stomach.
Oh yeah, it happens with everybody. I think the
Why don't you
biggest.
say it to his antler, Joe?
Talk
to his antler. Tell him you're sorry.
Why would you do that?
And the first time I shot him, I mean, it was a little bit my fault.
white
Both
there.
times was a little bit my fault. The problem with me is when I say I'm going to shoot a deer in my head,
From fighting?
I'm shooting a freaking
From
deer.
Joe's arrow.
You know, like I cannot turn off that killer instinct once it engages. Like when a deer's coming in, I'm like, I'm shooting this deer. I cannot turn it off. I don't know what it is.
You're a psycho.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing. I think the biggest question to ask yourself is like, not that you can't love the saddle or want the saddle to work. The biggest thing in archery, in my personal opinion, is confidence.
Oh yeah.
Like
You gotta have,
you have
gotta
to
have
know.
confidence.
Like I
Like,
said, I'll
what-
switch
what- I'm-
sights. I'll switch
oh, no,
fucking
no.
rest.
Gotta
I
have
don't care. I
big,
need the
big-
confidence.
I'm
You're
just
right.
saying,
You're right.
like, based on you as a hunter, like when I practice, when I shoot from my stand, you know, I feel 100% confident in the setup, you know, whether it's the equipment, whether it's the stand that I'm in. Do you feel confident in the saddle? It's not like,
Oh, 100%.
not to say the bow, but like you in the saddle, you feel 100% confident.
Heyo.
I do. Strong side, I feel super, super, super confident.
Yeah.
Weak side, I feel pretty confident. I think I had a really bad case of situational,
Sorry.
just fuckery.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
just bad situations where
Well, hey, that's the
I was
stuff.
put in
that's-
a bad situation, which is, I mean, it's archery. You know, shit happens all the time.
Yeah.
But I was put in a bad situation. I might have made some bad choices.
We all do.
Some other things might have happened out of my control, like the first time he came through, 27 yards. Right before he came through, 3 doe came through, and they were pretty much underneath me. And I was just like, I'm not going to shoot a doe back here because I'm after this buck.
Yeah.
I was after actually my number 1. He was my number 2. And they ended up snorting me, running off. So right after that, I checked my wind. And I get it. They're underneath me.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of scent going on there. And I checked my wind. My wind's blowing right here. So
Lock it up, Joe.
here comes him. And
Lock
he's
it up.
coming right into that line.
Yeah.
But there's an opening there. And I'm like, I'm going to catch him in this opening before he hits my scent. Because I just checked my wind 2 minutes before, and it's going right here. And he's coming right to it. So I'll stop him in this opening. I meep him. He takes 3 extra steps, goes right behind a tree. And all I had was shoulder and brisket. So when I was trying, again, that's a bad situation that's out of my control. I tried stopping him. He took those extra steps, which rarely happens, but it happens. And then I tried turning over to get a better angle on my saddle. So I put myself off balance. And then when I went to shoot, I literally I fell on my pivot point and then hit him in the brisket. So I mean, it was a bad situation. I kind of made it worse by my actions. And that's archery. That's just shit that's happened.
Yeah.
Like maybe I shouldn't have even tried taking a shot. Maybe I just should have froze, see how it played out. I feel very confident in my broadheads to take a shoulder shot. Am I going to on a normal basis? No way. But
If it comes
when
down
it comes
to
down to it,
Mhm.
I feel very, very confident in the Grim Reapers to take a shoulder shot.
That was just the reason I wanted to ask the question, just because, like, you know, not to say that, like, I feel like people can get fixated on, like, I want this to work for me versus,
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's what is gonna
I've
work.
killed plenty of deer in
that's
a saddle in
and
the
that's why
past
I was-
2 years.
that's why
and
I was
felt
asking,
very,
like,
very
feel confident.
good with it.
Like, that's why I'm saying, me personally, I openly admit there was no confidence. Like, I constantly,
Yeah.
when I would shoot, practice, everything, I didn't feel confident. I just the way that I practiced shooting, I didn't feel confident. So, like, once I was in my run and gun setup, I'm like, oh, I'm back to, like, that
Felt
mental,
Yeah.
natural. I feel like, because that's what it's all about, is like
You gotta feel
that
confident
animal
to go
steps
to the
out in
woods.
front of you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel confident that, like, you're 20, 25. That animal's dead. And if that confidence isn't there, that's everything in archery. A rifle,
Oh, yeah.
a rifle where you can screw up a little bit. An arrow,
No way.
you don't have that. So, like, confidence is key. You need to feel out there, like, you know, I'm going to execute this shot. I feel the most confident. I feel stable. I feel good. That's, you know what I mean? That's,
Yeah.
that's
I
just
want
why
to
I
make
was
myself
asking, like,
feel more confident
Well,
in
that's just-
those
shoot more.
bad
Yeah.
situations. Exactly.
Yeah, shoot.
But again, like I'll spend $2,000 right now just to feel more confident. Like
Yeah.
I'll I went through, I think, 3 drop rests the one year. I bought a brand new one. It kept screwing up. And it's a brand new drop rest. So it's like $130, whatever. But it just kept screwing up. It kept lifting and I couldn't tighten it. Every time I tightened it, it kept loosening. And I was like, you know what? I don't even care about the money.
Yeah.
I can't bring this out there.
Yeah.
So I got rid of it. I bought the one I have now. And now it's starting to cause me issues.
Yeah.
And just with noise. And I knew it was kind of loud, but like after 2 deer drop your arrow, actually 3, because I had a buck drop my arrow this year.
It's not coincidence.
But I mean, he was 45. But again, I had a doe drop my arrow at 25 freaking yards. I get it. She was aware. But if it's that loud that she could react that quickly in 25 yards, that's just, I'm getting a new drop away.
They're impressive, dude. I mean, it's like that with a lot of different animals. When they go on edge, man.
Oh,
I mean, I get it. I've had it happen before, like a range, but
I mean,
25 yards, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah. It's there. It's there like a laser beam.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
So, yeah, it's not, I want confidence. I mean, I'll shoot my bow until I have the confidence.
You got to have confidence.
What do you have? What drop away do you have?
Ripcord.
Ripcord.
Oh, yeah, I have
But I'm telling you,
it's
loud.
My phase 4, I put a ham ski on.
I got Q80 now.
And that's...
What do you got?
Ham skis are insane.
Ham ski.
Yeah.
You got a ham ski?
It's nice.
It's
You like it?
Oh, it's great. My first one was I think it was a Q80 drop away. I mean, it was okay, but like once I got this new bow, I was like, I want it to be.
Yeah.
I want to spend the money on it and make sure it's set up nice. And I remember I shot it, and I was like,
"They're not cheap, but they are nice.
They're not. Yeah.
I think it's a trophy taker that I used to use.
The ham ski's not.
I forget because there's 2 different
Trophy
companies.
Taker's the old school one that we used to have back in the day.
Yeah, I had one before, and the problem with that was it was a Y, but it wasn't a super crazy angle. So I had my arrow. I just restrung my bow, so maybe that was a problem.
Yeah.
Maybe it was gripping up on the knock, but my arrow was sitting up on the side every once in a while. When I'd pull back in a downward angle, it could actually sit on the side rail because it wasn't
did yours
as
have
hard of an angle.
Did it have the V? Like the
it was a V.
Sounds like knock.
But the V
V's
was
are
like
real wide.
Like,
so they could
mine used to do that.
like
And they were
20
sit off the edge a little
and they were
bit.
It was like
too.
20 degrees or so.
Yeah.
So it was able to sit on that side rail.
Yeah.
I've had that
I
happen.
missed a
many
deer by like a
times.
foot at like 8 yards. I'm like, what just happened? But I pulled back down here, and then I went to shoot another deer later in the year, and I actually saw it do it. I pulled back down here because he was under me, and I started pulling up, and I saw it sitting on the side rail. I'm like, that's not good.
That ain't good.
No.
So
I did that in Ohio.
I got rid of that, but
remember?
I bought another from the same company, but it was limb driven.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was junk.
Yeah.
It could not grip. It would not grip on there. So like I said, I got rid of it.
Dude, sometimes the old whisker biscuit, man.
man.
I'm just saying, man.
Wow.
I'm just saying, the old whisker biscuit seems.
We got some crossbow hunters in here, but whisker biscuit, that's another freaking.
The old whisker biscuit seems to not fail, man. I'm just saying. I mean, hey, I shoot a drop away. I'm just saying. Like, you see these whisker
biscuit,
dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I don't
man.
think I've ever used whisker
It
biscuit.
holds that freaking arrow.
You got a crossbow in your
there's
hands,
no.
man.
It's,
Like
it's
a
kicking
buck
left.
is just
It's
gonna
kicking
appear
right.
in
It's
front
sitting
of
here.
you. Like it's crazy.
It keeps it right there, man.
Fucking pull back.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Joe's ready to drop $2,000 right now.
I'll drop
Whisker
it.
biscuit.
I'm telling you, looking.
Not on a whisker biscuit. But I'll drop it.
Ham ski, man.
They're
Ham
nice.
skis.
Sham
The way to
scratch.
go. Sham squinch.
Ham scratch. Ham scratch.
Hey, oh, you're good, buddy.
I think the first year I got my bow, my wife
right?
bought me my bow for our wedding gift. I don't think I didn't shoot a buck that year during bow season. I'm like, this thing's bad luck. I want to get rid of it.
Probably should have.
Yeah.
Probably should have.
It's been slightly bad luck. But then I shot a buck the next year and I was like, I'm good.
Broke the curse.
Broke the curse.
I don't know.
What's up, Joe?
We got so
Why hurt
serious.
your
It was
feelings?
so
Why you
many
eyeballing
jokes.
these sideburns?
Joe, pick up your beer.
So many.
Hold on. Pick up your beer.
Put that cookie down now!
Come on, get to the chopper now. Put that cookie down.
couldn't
I actually saw Arnold the one time at the Arnold Classic,
Oh, Columbus.
and he was like 6 feet away, and he was governor at the time. So like
The governor.
the governor of California.
there was all crazy security, And I was like, Arnold, what you doing? Get to the chopper. He gave me like the craziest side look. I got a video. He gave me like this crazy like side look. He
Just
didn't
like
look
a
right at me. But he was
typical
like,
piece of
"This
shit
fucking
fan."
piece of shit." Yeah.
Fucking piece of shit. You know how many times he's heard that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thousands.
Get down and get it.
Way to be a statistic, Joe.
Yeah.
I know.
Just another one.
I was just that guy.
Another one.
Amazing.
Man. You guys got so serious there for a while. I was like,
Yeah.
my whole boner went away.
Yep.
Yeah. I was
Hey, you want me to
rock
bring it back?
hard.
I'll
I was
bring your
rock
boner
hard
back.
for a while there,
Let's-
man. We were laughing so hard before we hit record.
I'm sorry.
I was crying. I was in full tears.
my first time
too.
meeting Brandon, man. We were just
Yeah.
talking.
I'm
We were
glad
supposed to.
I'm glad you and him.
This is your first time meeting Brandon?
I'm glad you and him are becoming friends since me and you are no longer friends.
Well, I mean, you want to take my brother and like drop me as a friend. I'm going to take your brother, buddy.
I'll take your
Back
brother
at you.
every way with you Sunday.
Hey, are we still alive?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Matty B, walk us through these 7 dingers, huh?
Oh.
How was the pitch? How'd it come in?
Nobody wants to hear about something.
I want to hear 7
Yes, they
dingers.
do.
That's big dick Matty B to you, friend.
7 dingers, 450
Hey, what
feet.
is this? This is a beer?
I never said that, but
Where were you guys playing?
I did.
What
I
tournament
watched
was
it.
Canton, Ohio.
What tournament was
It was
it?
called the Beaver Draft.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
The
Beaver
beaver
draft.
draft.
Beaver
Were you playing
Draft.
in the co-ed or the men's?
The co-ed.
Co-ed.
The men's was on Saturday. I couldn't make it Saturday.
Too much.
Okay.
So if the Pittsburgh Pirates are
Oh, you
listening
didn't
to
hear what I
this,
said?
Well, if the Pittsburgh
might
Pirates
need a
ever want to
dinger.
start a softball
Yeah,
team,
you didn't hear what I said.
I'm talking about MLB. Let's bring them up. Let's bring this guy up.
Let's go.
I mean, Kutch is a bum. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Let's bring up
Might
something
lose
else.
this.
Fuckos are
Put this on.
toast. What are you guys doing over there?
Stuff and also things.
Shotgun and a beer.
You're a horrible beer shotgunner. You better slow down.
Oh, you're talking to my man all wrong.
Stab you in the face.
You're
with
right. It's the wrong tone. Sorry.
Hey,
Wrong tone.
you're talking to my guy all wrong. It's the wrong tone. Do it again. I'll stab you in the face with a soldering iron.
My bad, Jomo.
Yeah.
Okay, hold up.
Does your mother sew?
Hold up.
Get her to sew that.
That's what this country's missing. It's love. Everybody's so negative and mean to one another. I'm here to make America great again. Okay? All right. Let's love one another. Tariffs on everything. Cars, groceries,
Love.
and I'm out.
In about
No tariffs on love.
Can my wife keep her job?
Mic drop.
No tariffs on love.
500% on your income tariff. She could keep it. Done.
Thanks, man.
And your
appreciate
taxes, they're mine. Okay? They're in my pocket.
Oh, whoa, that's not true.
excuse me,
That's-
President Trump.
That is
Fact check.
that is
Joke.
fact
It's
check.
false.
Fact check.
It's,
Hey,
no.
fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news. Okay.
news.
Fake news.
Mainstream podcast now.
I got a question for President Trump. What do you think about shotgun and beers?
Listen, I am shotgunning beers. Okay, you may have seen Kim Jong-un shotgun a beer. You've never seen somebody shotgun a beer like me, okay? I get them down in half a second. That's how fast I do them. Okay, ask Kamala how fast she shotguns a beer. She'll tell you that she does it faster than me. I do it so much faster than her. Okay, all right, done. End quote.
Shotgun that beer.
And there you have it, folks.
And there it
President
is.
Donald Trump shotguns a beer faster than Vice President Kamala Harris. Who will win? We will see. Vote before November 5th.
Man.
Vote 1 for Donald Trump, 2 for
Does
Kamala.
beer give you heartburn? Because I have heartburn.
Maybe.
No, I think you're having a heart attack, Joe.
Yeah, it's probably a heart
That's probably
attack.
what it
You also have
Thank
8
God.
beer cans.
Prayers do come true.
Yeah, you do.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
We're
1.
45 minutes into this.
Brick killed a guy.
I saw that.
You might want to lay low for a while.
I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
Kill a guy with a trident.
That's what I was going to
Oh,
There's
man.
a trident and a man on fire?
What a classic. The second one kind of.
Yeah.
A man on fire and I killed a guy
Went
with
downhill a
trident.
little bit. Yeah, first one.
Oh, dude.
The only one that
I don't
matters.
know. I really like the second one. I'm not
Are
going to
you
lie.
serious?
You know,
I liked it. I liked it.
I did like.
Have you ever watched Joe
I
Dirt
like
2?
the part with
Oh,
the
no.
the bus whenever they're like, "Who's driving it?"
Who wants
he's like,
chimichangas?
he's like, "Oh, it's on autopilot." It just flips.
It's on cruise control.
The cruise control.
Yeah, it's on cruise control.
Yeah. That was bad, but it was nowhere close to as bad as Joe Dirt 2.
Joe Dirt 2 is debatably the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. It starts off, he like,
Joe Dirt 2, okay?
listen. If I was going to make Joe Dirt 2, I would have done so much more than he wore boots. They would have been my boots. Okay, that's what I would have
Those
done.
boots wouldn't have been made in China.
They would have been American boots.
Those
Those boots.
boots,
American-made boots, okay?
those boots were my boots. I stitched those boots. I put the leather on those boots. Those were my boots, not China's boots, not Russia's boots. They were my boots. Okay, that's what they would have been.
Wow.
There you have it.
There it is. Here we are.
What size shoe do you wear, President Trump?
18.
18. Huge.
18.
Huge.
They are
No compensation.
huge.
No compensation.
Huge with a Y, not an H. I don't say H. Huge.
Huge.
And honestly, just like my boots are my balls, they're huge. Huge balls.
Guy's got big balls.
You guys
Yeah,
got big balls.
A big quote from a big man. Here you hear it first.
With big balls.
All right, what's next?
What'd you guys do to get Donald J. Trump on your podcast? Man?
I
That's
mean,
pretty
it
awesome.
just-
Dude, it's episode 200.
Lots of money.
He heard about it.
He heard about it.
He's on Twitter.
yeah.
I mean,
You've heard of Joe Rogan
oh, absolutely.
and his podcast.
Yeah,
Way bigger.
I think.
We're way bigger.
Yeah, I would say you guys are a little bigger.
Yeah.
We're huger.
We're huger.
Huge.
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 All right.
I want
So,
This is going as expected, huh?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah. What's the question?
Who's ready to kill some turkeys?
Oh,
gracious.
Ask me if I care. I don't care. Jelly.
Hell yeah.
Jelly, what old Joe Marcello, what trips you have coming up?
Yeah, what do you
No one
got?
wants to hear about
Giuseppe
Yeah, we do.
Marcello.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
we
do.
do.
Yeah, we do.
He's taking
Come on,
Matt out
Giuseppe.
to get his first bird this year. That's what he's doing.
You coming up to turkey camp?
Yes, you
Okay,
are.
hold on. No to Matt. Yes to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, that's your buddy.
I will try to kill him a bird. Okay.
You're gonna shoot. You're gonna
Okay.
shoot it for him.
Huh?
That's what it made it sound like.
I'm going to take,
kill that bird for
listen.
him.
What I'm going to do is
All
I'm going to take my friend out in the woods. I'm going to set him up. I'm going to call the bird in. He's going to hold the gun. I am going to pull the trigger, and then we will kill the bird.
There you have it.
There it is. There it is.
Delaware. The start.
Delaware.
Okay. From there.
To start in Delaware.
Yep.
Wow.
Late
Okay.
start.
Late start.
I mean, not really.
how do you feel about that?
I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate
No
it.
south start.
I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. Don't
Me
want-
neither. No,
don't
me
wanna talk
neither.
about it.
I'm not going to hunt.
I
till
wanted to hunt
late April.
either.
You know
I
how
wanted
bad
to
that
hunt
hurts?
either Texas or Georgia or Alabama,
Oh,
and just
Good call.
didn't happen financially this year. So
those are wonderful.
Delaware to start. From there, I go to Iowa. From there, I go to Missouri. From there, I go to Oklahoma. Come home. From there, we're going to New York unless you bail on me because of some bullshit baseball league.
What? Yeah.
Hey,
You heard what I said.
listen,
You heard
listen,
what I-
listen.
No, I don't want to hear it.
No,
Let me finish what I'm
Hey,
saying.
hey. He
Which
takes
state?
he takes it seriously.
I have the mic right now.
This isn't the Joe show, okay? He takes his softball seriously.
Wow. You asked me what my plans were, okay? New York, okay? The Big Apple.
I think New York's probably the best thing. You could probably say it.
Yeah, that was
An accent.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
perfect. It was
Me and
perfect.
you, we're going from there. The great state after that. What is that? A sticker? What is it?
Oh, yeah.
Connecticut or Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Okay. And then that's
It's
it.
a turkey.
That's the plan.
I got another
So,
stack.
I don't know what you want other than that. That's it.
I didn't
Okay,
hear my
so-
name in there.
So what dates?
Yeah, Joe.
Oh,
New York.
What about
well,
Matt?
and Pennsylvania. I'm coming to a trip with you guys.
What about Matt?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And Q Matt.
You're coming with.
You're coming with. Was that,
that a turkey
fart?
call?
Turkey
That
call?
was,
just happened?
that was Donald Trump exerting his dominance.
Listen, that wasn't my fart.
Yeah.
My fart would
We'll
have
talk
been
about
much
it.
better than that.
But, yeah, that's it. That's the plan. So
All right.
not that anybody cares.
We do care. It's a
Do
lot.
you have
of
a
space.
turkey call in your ass?
No, you don't.
That was my ass.
you care.
I care.
Dude, that sounds like a turkey call. That's impressive.
It's a little too
You have a mouth call in your ass?
It's better than my mouth call.
Not really. We're like less than
You know
30
what?
days away.
better than my mouth call. I know that.
That's what I've been
Tomorrow.
missing. I just need to
Hey.
fart out there.
I'm 3 weeks away from
That was
like
solid.
opening day.
Yeah. Tomorrow's opening day in
Your ass is
like
like-
the rest of Florida.
Yeah.
Joe, Quidditch.
That's pretty good.
I was like, man, you got a safety wipe that one.
Yeah, you'll ask him.
This is
Is
why
your
he's a
brother
deer
a
hunter.
Drop
better
a little bit.
That's why he's a deer
turkey
hunter.
hunter than you?
Yeah, that
No.
wasn't very good.
Maybe with his ass.
He
Yeah,
just
my
doesn't
ass
know it
makes
yet.
a mean call, brother.
Yeah, your face and my ass. I mean, my ass.
My ass and your face.
I mean,
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's rule 3?
That's it. That's all I have to say. It's no big deal.
All right, so
I
wait,
kid my
hold on.
parents.
Let's get back
It's
to
no
it.
big deal.
All right, turkey season. Because tomorrow is, like I said, tomorrow's
Yeah,
opening
dude, it's
day.
creeping.
Like,
It
Opening
is
day
for,
of what?
It is
for
creep-
turkey season
it's
and
creeping up.
in most of the rest
Really-
of the zones in Florida.
Florida.
Like South Florida started last Saturday. The rest of Florida, like if I was
Florida.
on their
What are we
Patreon
talking about?
hunt-
Florida. You both already killed a bird in Florida.
Alabama's
but I
gonna,
would be there right
Alabama's
now.
going to be open.
Alabama.
California's
I already got
gonna
my
be,
ass
Hawaii's
in
already
Hawaii,
been
my
open.
buddy already
Hawaii's-
killed. Joey Bell killed one in Hawaii.
Did he?
Yeah.
When?
yeah.
Yesterday or day before.
I saw
For
that.
him.
I
Good
saw
for
that.
him. I
yeah.
like Joey Bell. He's a good
He's a
dude.
great dude.
I like their podcast. It's really good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like listening.
Hey, Jelly, not
More
to,
than other ones we were talking about. Already.
not to put you on the spot or
That's all I
nothing,
have to say.
Yeah,
Joey.
that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Not to put you on the
Thanks,
spot. but
Forrest.
What do you know off the top of your head? What states you got down?
What?
What states you
you've
have
killed in,
down?
like what you've killed in.
What I've killed in?
Yeah.
That's what he's asking.
What states have you done?
What do you?
Want me to name every state?
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What do you have?
Give me a number.
Or the number.
What do you
In
have left?
alphabetical order.
What do you have left?
I cannot do alphabet.
No, no.
Not that smart.
How many down?
23.
23.
That's pretty good.
I mean,
Not really.
It's
I mean,
not
yeah,
bad.
it's
What do you
good.
mean
That's
not
pretty good.
really.
Yeah, it's good.
How
I
many
hold
people
myself
haven't
to
even
a
killed
very,
23
very high,
turkeys?
high standard.
I have like 2.
after hearing that number, I gotta gobble a fart out of there.
Yeah, I mean it's good, but you know it's.
I think the
not
last
where
time I
wanna
talked to you, I think not the last time I talked to you, but last time you said it, I think you were like 17. So I mean, I guess that's pretty good.
Pretty good, man.
It's not that good.
23.
He's
Yeah,
a killer.
Thanks, man.
I
Why
mean,
don't you just stay
24
out of it?
would be
You want me
cooler.
to come? What do you want me to do? You want me to drag you through the woods and get a turkey to come within 15 yards?
It'd
of
be
you
a
just so
lot
you can
cooler
Nobody
miss
said
it?
that. I just
did.
asked you to take me
I
out.
would not miss it.
You
I
just
would
hop,
miss
you
fire.
just hop in and just start throwing punches, dude.
All you have.
All I asked was for you to take me.
I'll take
Oh
it.
yeah.
Oh,
What
you're
are
talking
how
to
old are
him.
you?
I
How
thought you
old
were
are
talking to me.
Listen.
31 years
You're
old.
31 years old. Figure it out for yourself, bitch.
Grow up.
All you have. All you
He's
have.
throwing some real dabs, but
Boom tonight.
He didn't mean it.
I remember a certain doe at deer camp the other year that you had to have me stop my hunt to help you drag out.
Drag a deer.
Listen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to help you drag a deer
No.
as you were staying in
Listen.
my camp for
Listen.
free.
This was a special
Jelly.
doe. This was a special doe that
You
had,
know
to
what?
get,
I'm not doing this.
had to
Joey.
get out of there.
All
Is this
you
the
have.
first walk off of the podcast?
I'm not doing this.
Listen.
I'm leaving.
All you have is
I'm
a
out.
friend
can't believe I
asking
drove
you
you
to
here.
help him kill
All
a turkey.
I'm saying is I just wanted to go
And
hunting
you're
with the guy.
kind
That's all I
of,
asked.
you're kind of being a dick.
How many times have we gone hunting? Turkey hunting? Three?
Like
4
three.
times?
3 or 4, yeah.
Okay.
Can I come?
What do you want?
Nobody said anything. All I asked
I
was if
come?
you were going to take me with you one time.
I did
this
take
year.
you with me.
Can I come?
This year, that's all I asked. Oh my gosh.
Am I invited?
I'm going to hop on you like a spider monkey.
No more voodoo rangers.
I can't handle this guy.
Can I come? Or no?
I can't do
I'm gonna
this.
come.
Okay, you're all right.
I'm gonna come.
Huh?
I'm
Oh my
He
god.
can't
You're just
leave.
being
I
a
drove
dick.
him here.
That's all.
There
That's
I
all.
was
You
just
did.
trying to hang out with my friend.
You did drive.
Jeez.
I did drive you here. Yeah.
You're just being an asshole.
Jeez.
Hey, you can say whatever you want. I don't really care what you have to say.
Oh,
you
you
know
never
why?
do.
Because you
My name's Joe. I don't care what nobody says about me. I'm big old.
Just for that
badass.
outburst, I'm going to make it my life's goal to make sure you never get every state.
My name's Joe.
Oh. man.
I'm going to sabotage.
I got something to say.
Invited
Fucking
this guy.
sabotage.
Hey, for real though, when you decide to do Hawaii, let me know.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Maybe we can
friend.
plan something.
Then I'm going to
will.
be there. I'm going to run out and
Oh, you can.
scare them all away.
He's have the fucking flower thing around his neck.
Aloha, bitch. I will literally kill you.
And that's why we didn't turn his mic off.
Point.
I will
Joe's-
shoot
And this
you
is
with a
why I
turkey
didn't want to
shot.
talk about turkey.
Heart
No
starts
one
beating.
cares.
But Joe's like,
Listen,
oh my God.
We care. We care.
This is it.
Charles wore his turkey shirt just for you.
Look at that bad boy.
It's not enough.
do you know this? The artist that drew this dude is amazing. Can't remember his name though.
Dustin DeTillo.
That's it, Ryan.
Dustin. That's it.
Oh,
Datillo.
oh yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, he's good.
unfreaking
Yeah.
believable.
Him and Ryan Kirby draw very well.
Tom Jacobson.
He drew this turkey, dude. Look how badass that is.
See what,
Badass that
you
is.
see what I did there? Play on words.
Yeah.
No,
I like
I
it.
didn't listen to a word
I
you
did
said.
Tom and Jake in the same.
All right.
Oh,
It's pretty good.
Jake
Come
Thomason.
on, you have a
Jake
kid.
Tomlinson.
You have to better.
Oh,
I said-
see what I did backwards.
I said Tom.
backwards man to backwards man.
Oh, whatever. I don't
You said Tom Jake.
You guys talk about your turkey all you want.
Jake Tomlinson.
Let's change this up.
Enough of this
I don't
turkey
wanna,
talk.
I don't want to talk about this.
Who's ready to kill some deer?
Yeah, Gary. Yeah, let's kill
Oh,
some
what about
deer.
your
Yeah,
deer
we only
you
have
killed
9
this
months
year?
ago.
We don't have to talk about
What do you mean?
turkey
You want
or
to talk
deer.
about it?
Not much to talk about.
No?
You killed a buck this year.
Shot a buck.
What else you killed this year with your bow?
Doe.
Doe.
Mhm.
So you got 2 with the bow.
Mhm.
Did you kill
Attaboy.
any in gun season?
No.
So good year. Two
Long
deer.
story.
Yeah, we'll leave it.
Sure.
At
What, I mean,
Yeah,
come
we
on,
can't. We
that-
can't disclose
We
on
cannot
here,
talk
but
about it.
let's just
He
say
tagged out.
my season got cut short. Leave it at that.
You had a circumcision. Okay. Of a season.
Against my will.
Your
yes.
season got circumcised.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Unfortunate.
All
Yes.
tags that were purchased were used.
Yes. They were.
Joe,
Huh?
how'd your season go, buddy?
Great. I had a great season.
Yeah.
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 You killed a buck.
Killed a buck.
You
My
were all worried about it? Yeah, bring that mic in.
car handle real good.
Yeah. Much. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Killed a buck. First day I went out all season. It was great.
Yeah.
That's
Whole
unbelievable.
season. November 9th, went out. First day of the whole damn season. Killed a buck.
You were all worried about it. You made a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I was worried about it. Had to wait overnight, but
Mhm.
he died where I watched him
Yeah.
bed down. Just
Yeah.
played it safe and went back the next day. Boots was there.
I love that.
Enjoyed it. And yeah, shot a nice buck. Went out for rifle season first day. Shot a doe. Matt was there next to me. Took my very first gun that I ever bought was a 30-30 that my parents bought me. And never killed a deer with it. You think I'm not going to tell the whole story? Like I have anything to hide?
I was just laughing.
Took my 30-30 out. Never killed a deer with it. So my goal this year was to kill a deer with my 30-30. Took it out. Doe came in. Pulled the trigger. Matt's over my shoulder. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Ready? Yeah, I'm ready. You watching? Yeah. Pull the trigger. Click. My 30-30 has 2
Sounds
safeties.
like my last
It
10
actually has 2
turkey
safeties.
seasons.
It's a Marlin 336.
It's happened to me before.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
2 safeties minus the hammer, like unlike most 30-30s. And I was like, oh shit! Cocked the hammer again, slapped the safety off, shot, drilled her. She ran 10 yards.
Yeah.
And then this thick brush, couldn't see her, and we were like, oh, kind of lost her. Like I feel like I hit her good.
Well, you thought your sight was a little obscured when you took the shot.
Well,
Like she was kind of, she was a little behind a tree.
her front shoulder, half of her front shoulder was behind a tree. So I put it right to the left of that tree just to slip it in as close as I could. And shot, she kicked, ran, and then we waited maybe 20 minutes, crept in there, and just piled up in there. So that was that. And so I was 2 for 2, which was ridiculous. It's not like most deer. That was great. And then after that, it was a struggle bus for the rest of the year. So me and Matt hunted a lot on a new piece of property. He shot a nice big doe
Oh, yeah.
there, and hunted with Chuck and
Hey, I
hunted with
didn't-
Sabelli.
Didn't think you were going to mention it.
Yeah, hunted with Chuck and Sabelli on some game land. Had a good time there, and should have killed some deer, but it was tough hunting. But we had a good time. And
I missed
hey,
one.
Hey, that's what it's all about. But to be honest with you, like I'll be honest, like towards the end of it, I was like, I almost didn't want to film my last tag, push it as far as I could, because like the first 2 times I went, I killed deer, and this is just, it's fun, not at the same time.
Ends
it
so
was too
quickly.
easy.
Yeah, it was like too easy. Like I want to struggle, you know. That's what hunting's all about. It's about a challenge. Kill a deer. It's not. So you know, I was kind of slapped back in reality and finished the season eating some tags. And hey, it went the other way, but had a great had a great whitetail season.
Hell yeah.
Spend the late season with some friends and filled 2 tags. And hey, what the hell else can you ask for?
Absolutely.
I mean, we got to get verbally abused by some dog owners.
Oh yeah, we got bitched at by some people who, you know, thought they owned public land by walking their dogs on it in rifle season without orange on. So, you know, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And, and you know,
After
hey,
Joe
I mean,
politely told him, like, hey, you know, I'm going to be pushing this out.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
some guys up
Yeah,
there
yeah, yeah.
waiting with
Sorry,
guns.
I shot your dog.
yeah, we literally started a
It was
drive.
just he didn't have any orange on. I didn't know.
Yeah, set up a drive, and these people walked up to us. And,
What are you doing?
I had Charles and Sabelli up the ridge, and I was going to do a little quick push to them. These people started walking up this, logging road, and I was like, wow!
You almost got nunchucked.
That's a logging road.
You almost got nunchucked.
It's not safe to go up this pass. And they were like, hey, I'm going. And I was like, hey, you know what? Hey.
Do you? I mean,
I don't give a shit.
We don't own this game lands any more than they do.
I'm going to do this drive-in.
That lady was so angry.
Whether you're going up that ridge or not, I'm pushing deer that way. So
you know what's coming.
You're well aware of what's up in front of you. So be a dipshit and know there's two people in front of you with guns. So go ahead and enjoy your walk in the woods with your dog.
Makes sense.
It's such a dumb thing to do.
Yeah, fucking idiot.
So dumb.
Yeah.
But hey,
hey, that was it. And that was my season. So move
good.
on. Here we go. Next, Joe Hedland. Here we go.
oh boy, how much time do we have left?
I'll be back in an hour.
I'm gonna go urinate.
Now I have a cool one. Like, at least for me, like, so me and my wife, we just recently bought a new house.
My wife.
And I'm just thinking of like,
Did you buy Rod Hill's house?
yeah,
You did?
I hate his guts.
yeah, I've heard that from a lot of
Alright.
people.
Whoa, Rod's a friend of the
Good.
show.
But regardless,
He's a loyal listener.
yeah,
First
dude,
time caller. Who is this? I don't know.
he donates all the time. He pays our sponsors. No, like, so I own 2 acres now, which is like, I mean, it's nothing crazy, but for me, was a dream to own some land. And I think for one of my big goals this year is just to, I don't know, it's kind of like a self-fulfilling kind of moment to kill a deer on your own property.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So like, I'm super fired up. Like when Joe and Matt helped me move in, we saw 3 and we were like, oh shit, sweet. Like there's 3 deer running, like, I mean, literally right through my property. And then we saw 5 more and a couple more. And then we were like, we saw 13, I think. We saw 13 deer run literally right
Get
past.
close to your neighbors. Become
What's that?
friends with your neighbors.
I'm going to knock. Yeah, I'm going to get some, because the left is, I think, 1 acre and the right side is 4, which would be sweet. So like, if I get the right side, I mean, that's cool. I mean, regardless,
There's little plots. I mean, you could have.
Yeah.
You could have.
Yeah.
Anything. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
You never know.
But that's like I don't know, this year's goal. I mean, obviously, aside from killing a buck, but like, I just think it's sweet the thought of killing a deer and harvesting a deer on your property.
Yeah. A deer alone.
It's just a cool feeling.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like my fun little goal this year, is to like shoot one and then I could take it up and my son can come out and, watch the process. And, just take my quad down there. I don't know. I just think it's the shit that you watch on TV and, you see these people own these parcels and it's like just cool to know that you killed it on your land and you could take it home and let my son come out and see it. So like that's kind of my biggie bucket list item this year, is just shoot one on my own property. I'm really excited for hopefully for that to happen. It looks promising, but time will tell.
I will say I hunted the biggest buck I've ever seen in my entire life on about 1/4 of an acre.
That's what I'm saying, man. I know you don't need
anything's possible.
You don't need, and that's like when I was learning, like people would ask me like, okay, you own 2 acres. Well, how big is that? Well, like I figured out that just researching shit that like imagine an acre is about a football field.
Mm-hmm.
So, you own 2 football. That's a nice, decent chunk of property to say you own 2 football fields.
And
so
the way it lays out too. I mean, you can hunt bigger or smaller.
And that's the thing, to the left, when you're at the flat, the left side is about 50 yards to the left. The right's about 40. But if I could get permission from the guy to the right that owns 4 acres, I mean, that would be.
I mean, even if they don't give you hunting permission, you might want to make sure that you mention like, hey, if I shoot one and it goes on your land.
That's my point, is like, I don't necessarily need them to say, you can hunt my property.
Right.
I'm hunting my property regardless.
Correct.
If that deer dies on your property, do I have permission to go retrieve that animal from your side? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, regardless, I'm going to be out there. He's going to be out there. We're going to be out there.
Right.
So that's kind of like my.
We'll see.
So you got turkeys out there? You got turkey? Who?
How much does that matter in
What?
PA?
What do you mean?
Retrieving deer.
It matters.
PA?
Hell, it matters.
Yeah,
I know. And like when we hunted
trespassing laws have
Illinois,
changed a lot.
it was like a big deal. Like we could not. There's no chance. I've never dealt with it or state. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, it depends what state you're in. Realistically,
I mean, yeah, you would like
Everybody's
to
laws are
ask.
differently. Yeah,
I think.
I've never dealt with it.
Yeah.
Like
State
North
too,
Dakota?
and it just kind of depends on the landowner.
Oh yeah.
We had
How
an
far they wanna
experience
take
in
it.
Ohio where it was like regardless, it's like if that dude's like, those are my babies and my animal, it's like,
talk about it.
well,
Well,
we're gonna have some problems.
I know our
yeah.
buddy Sam was in Colorado and he shot an elk and went on somebody's land and he wanted them to pay him
Oh yeah,
like this
trespass.
He wanted
crazy
the trespasser fee.
Oh, the trespasser
Fee.
fees are nuts. But
And
like
he
when we went to
wouldn't pay it.
Wyoming,
and he was just like,
Yeah, and the
no.
elk literally, they
Yeah,
could
it was
see
like
the elk
more than
dead
the
on his
pad.
property,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he could not retrieve it.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
That
screwed
happens.
up. It's screwed up, but
Here, you can. I'm pretty sure here, as long as you had like the game warden and you contacted them, they would reach out to the landowner and talk to them and see if they could help you out. And
like
it's something
really-
I
but the
think they
thing
can
is-
Up to the
escort you
landowner,
on.
though.
Yes, it is.
I think it boils down though to like if the landowners like kick rocks, like
If they're dead
you're not
set on,
allowed
you're
on.
not
Like
allowed.
I feed them.
Yeah.
You're screwed. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
But then my argument is like, okay, landowners, so you rather just watch that
yeah,
animal
deer
rot
in
and
your
die,
yard,
like-
yeah.
Yeah, it's like what
Versus-
point do
That's
the
always the
wanton
argument.
waste laws?
That's probably the
Yeah.
best argument. Yeah,
yeah,
Like when do they kick in?
Yeah.
Wanton
Yeah.
waste laws, because you can't just leave a deer carcass in the woods.
Well,
Yeah.
I think
against
at
the
that
law.
point, the
But then it's the
Game
same
commission
person that
thing.
would be the same person would complain and be like, I hear
Nobody
coyotes behind my house. It's like, well, you should
Yeah.
have let me retrieve the animal.
I think it really depends on the game warden too. Like obviously the state, but the game warden,
Oh,
they
for
might
sure.
be like, you know what, we're gonna go and get it. They might
A
go get it for
cool,
you.
like, hey, dude,
Yeah.
like
I've
let-
heard of
let this
some.
guy.
I've heard of some cool ones too, like giving
Yeah.
landowners shit.
Yeah.
Like, don't call me if a deer gets
Mhm.
hit and lands in your yard, and you want us to come take it away
Yeah.
because we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Or when that deer is rotting and bloating in your backyard, don't come and complain to us, and
Yep.
don't move the body either because you
Yep.
can't. And that's like they can definitely
yeah.
be on your side
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
if you get the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my biggie, man. I'm fired up. I'm excited to try to kill one on a piece of land that I
Hey,
can say that I
yeah.
own.
Yeah. I could kill one in my backyard. I have them back there all the time. I
Yeah.
only have 3/4 of an acre here.
Yeah.
They're through my yard all the time. You've
That's
seen
what I'm
deer in my
saying,
yard
dude.
a million
I
times.
have a bunch.
The
Like
only
I-
problem is it's gonna end up in
And
somebody else's
yeah.
yard.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Shoot him in the
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
I probably could
Take
go
'em
on
out,
with the
spine 'em.
recurve of my yard.
Spine 'em.
I was
Spine
like,
'em.
this
Spine
is too
'em.
residential.
Yeah. I mean, I know, like, there was actually a pretty nice buck behind our house. My dad was he was going to go hunt him. He was going to put a ladder stand up. There was like 4 or 5 doe and a buck back there in the
Yeah.
rut this year, right behind his house.
Yep.
There ain't no woods there.
Yep.
Like, very little. But
Yeah.
they were there all the time. The does would bed there.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah,
hang
man.
out.
I'm fired up.
Yeah, smart Porsche's. Why am I making? I'm having a hard
Portials, a land.
Parcel.
parcels.
Parcel.
Jesus Christ, I couldn't make a word.
Don't blame God.
A small parcel. I can't make it now.
There's no O in
It's
parcel.
not porpoise.
This has nothing to do with the 9
Parcels.
beer cans in front
Got
of you.
it.
There's
Small
6 of them have
parcels
fucking shotgun
of
holes.
land
But-
can really produce
Yo,
giants.
it's this
I mean, you
right
never
here,
know.
brother. This little device.
I thought it was nice, but apparently it's ruining my life.
You see this? You see
And
this
my
device?
speech.
This device that I'm holding. This device I call.
It came from China for sure.
no,
Trump.
it's not China.
It's not
I
China.
call it the devil. This device. I've had
Sounds
this
like
device.
devilish.
I golfed with Bryson DeChambeau with this device, and I was shit faced. I can't run the country with this device in my hand.
Hey Joe.
Oh no, wrong one.
Jeez, man.
The
It
Switch the
happened.
page.
Put that cookie down now!
Put it down.
I'm done shotgunning beers.
Good
I'll
call.
do 3 more, and that's it.
I'll do 3 more.
3 more is my limit.
We're too old for this.
No.
I know. But I'm telling you, if Austin didn't bring it out, I would have shotgunned 1 beer. I wouldn't be for.
Oh, that
shotgun
definitely
deep.
it
I
definitely
told
makes
you
a
what.
That
difference.
thing is amazing.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference.
Can we?
That's-
It does.
Can we
That's
drop the name on that?
Let's shout them out.
Not a sponsor.
Shout 'em out, man.
Hashtag.
We're not a sponsor, but you can shout them out.
There's
right?
some white lettering on this. Yeah, that side. What's that say?
Wild Man Drinking. I don't know if that's what it's called, but if you want to shotgun a beer,
Here's a shout out. Shout out. Wild Man Drinking. Look them up. They're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the things.
X.
Follow them. No tariffs. You get it next day delivery. Highly recommend. Wild Man
Amazon
Drinking.
Prime.
Highly recommend.
this thing he brought it out. I was just like, I just wanted to shotgun 1 beer, not all of them.
Oh yeah.
It's dangerous.
They can be.
You
Well,
made your
those
decision.
beers are inanimate objects. You don't have to shotgun them. You know that, right?
You do.
But they keep coming into my territory.
There's not as
No,
many
they're
for
just,
the antlers.
They're
to
just
sit
literally
on.
sitting here, not
They're
moving.
sitting there.
They're
ruining
kinda
my
looking
antler
at us,
space.
though. They're looking.
They're not. They're not.
They're saying.
looking.
No,
They're
it's
saying.
just an aluminum can. Just aluminum can.
All right, where are we going now? What's the direction?
What's next?
Well, we were
Let's
talking
move on.
about the seasons.
Yeah, who's next?
Yeah,
We don't have to talk about seasons.
Matt Bradford.
We
We
can
don't
talk
have
about
to.
whatever.
Yeah, we don't have to.
Who's excited to
Mike
kill some
on chair.
deer, man?
This
Good.
fucker right
Matt
here.
Bradford.
Well, Matthew,
No,
Matthew.
this
I have a
guy.
Are we talking
I-
about Bat Madford or Matt
Big Dick.
Bradford?
No,
Big Dick Matt.
Big Dick.
Matt Bradford, not Bat Madford.
Bat Madford is
Bat-
mad at me over there. I can see
He
it in
is.
his eye.
That's
Bat
your
Madford's
arch
dead.
nemesis.
Bat Madford is dead.
He's dead tonight.
Big
No, he's just dead.
Big Dick Matt
But-
is going to have to.
Matt Bradford's going to give Joe Marcello his flowers. For as much shit as I talk on Joe, I push all his buttons. That's like what I live for.
Oh, that's what you live for, huh?
Since it's my first time, I'll give a little bit of background for me. It's not impressive. I got into hunting really late in life.
Oh, who got you into hunting?
Could you let me fucking...
Did you let him have his
such
2
a
minutes? of
fucking
fame?
asshole.
I got him.
You're such an asshole.
Anyway,
Give the man
I got
his floor.
control. Joe got control. Joe.
I was going to lead up and give you your flowers here.
Yeah,
bud.
drink that water, Joe.
I owe a lot of my hunting to Joe. There you go, Joe.
Oh,
What I
For
wanted to hear.
for the first few years, I'd say I didn't hunt without Joe. Joe took me to his spots, showed me how to hunt, showed me what gear I needed as he's there making gestures at me like I'm an asshole. But
You're good, buddy.
well, hey.
I'm not talking about you.
Speaking of gear, do you have like a hang and hunt setup you plan to try to get for this following season? No, I'm like, I mean, do you want to go back?
I'm doing some research. Yeah.
Did you like the Hawk? Do you like
No,
something
no.
else? Do you like,
You got to drive?
So part of my season this year, I got my setup stolen.
which is quite unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Rookie mistake. I left all my foot pegs and sticks up on the tree. I came back a couple days later. It was all gone.
We all make them.
Yeah, it was. A
What were
rookie
you
move.
running?
I had Hawk Helium sticks and the Hawk Helium XL platform stand.
Oh wow! Someone took all that.
All of it, and my foot screw. I had some screw and foot pegs. They're all gone.
Freaking sucks, man.
Jeez.
I hate people.
Did you like it
absolutely
enough
suck.
to want to like buy that setup again, or do you think like you would want to venture out and get something different?
I started looking at some other things too. I'm not against it. I did like it. I mean, it was light, but
Yeah.
there are some lighter things out there, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started looking at some other things.
Yeah.
I haven't decided yet.
Don't go.
Chasing waterfalls.
Changing. Don't go changing.
Waterfall. Go change.
Try and please me.
The Lone Wolf custom gear line.
Yeah, too
Oh, they're-
expensive.
Way
Yeah,
too
they're very
expensive.
No.
Yeah.
Too
No.
expensive.
The only
But
reason,
don't go too cheap.
the only reason I went that route was because I
XOP.
had
Middle of the road.
I had
China.
an XOP setup
China.
at the
China.
beginning.
China.
XOP. China.
Hold on.
Oh God, he's back.
Here we go. Donald's back.
Not the duck.
XOP. Garbage. Don't buy it. I've met Cody. Cody DeQuisto. I've met him.
Wow,
He's a
pure call out.
great guy. Big subscriber.
He's a
Loves the
decent guy.
show. Love his products.
Have you ever actually met him, Trump?
Twice. Once on the golf course. Second time I was in China. He was there. He tried to get me to saddle hunt. I didn't like it. Hurt my hips. I'm old. I can't keep doing it. So he changed me.
You're
Yeah.
like 78.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
That does make sense. Yeah. I don't
But-
know, man. There's still,
But yeah,
There you have it.
I
some
would
guys out there doing it.
Don't go that route.
Yeah, I'm researching
ungodly.
some
Talk
things.
old
It's still
Johnny
early. I got
Rivard.
time.
Listen, XOPs
I gotta,
makes decent.
There's
stuff.
so much
yeah,
good
they do.
stuff out there,
XOP
man.
makes.
Yeah.
they
So much
make-
good stuff out there.
It's modestly priced receptacle.
It is.
Dude, when I bought XOP, it was literally like it just came out.
Oh yeah,
Right.
me
Like
too.
I mean, brand. You know what I mean? Like the
Yep.
OD green, like
That's really like
Brand
the
new.
best price you're gonna get for an
100%.
level hang on stand.
because they sell.
After that, it's Novix. After that,
Novix,
it's
yeah.
Lone Wolf
Novix ain't bad
custom gear.
either.
No.
Novix's new sticks
No,
are
but
really
it's not,
nice
it's
too.
not cheap.
I have my 1.0, the Lone Wolf that I run is the Novik with the Novik sticks.
Yeah.
Because the Lone Wolf sticks are like
You have the
They're
single,
ridiculous,
you have single
dude.
step sticks.
I put doubles on from Eastern Outdoors.
Oh yeah.
Attaboy.
But the
I have the Lone Wolf doubles.
I lost
Watch
my train
out,
of
we're
thought.
actually talking about hunting here.
the
Heyo.
yeah, the Lone Wolf custom gear, the sticks that go with the stand. I was like, you want me to spend $800 on stick? I was
And
like,
your standoffs are bolts?
kiss
And you
my
have to
ass.
name
Fuck
your
outta here.
firstborn
Matt
child.
Bradford
I
was
don't like
talking
that.
here.
How's
Let
that
him
make
go.
sense?
And
Let the
I
man talk.
and
Let
I
the man talk.
I personally
What
like
are you doing?
cam buckles.
Yeah.
And the sticks didn't come with the cam buckles. It was the whole, around the tree, loop-a-dee-loop. And I was like, dude, I honestly think Lone Wolf is kind of like a freaking ripoff, man. Like Joe had,
they are ripoff.
you had the sticks and they didn't even bite to the tree that well.
No, because they're freaking bolt standoffs. I don't understand.
You were doing something wrong, right?
Okay. I do have the sticks, and I still have the sticks, and I do enjoy the double steps. I contacted them. Okay, I don't necessarily agree with them all the time. I really don't. Okay, not a huge fan. Bought the sticks and messaged them and was like, "Hey, this is BS. I paid this much money for these. These are pulling off the tree when I'm climbing up the tree. When I'm climbing up and grabbing on the top rung, it's pulling off of the tree." And I was like, what is going on? And Andre actually called me himself. And
that's cool.
Which was, commendable.
Yeah.
For a company. And I did respect that. He made, hey, try this, that. And I haven't had a problem since. So I was user error. So I feel like a lot of the...
You're not like really camming them down?
I guess.
Really pulling them down?
Yeah. It was the way you had to set the strap. And it did make a difference. And no, I do love them. So
that design is a little funky.
It is a little unorthodox of a design for the double steps, but I do like them. I ran singles for years. I had the Lone Wolf. It's like 32-inch sticks.
Oh, I had them.
And then I
full size.
Bought my own aluminum, dropped them down to like 70 steps and transferred the hardware and drilled them out and milled them, and that worked good. But I mean, double steps are so much better than single steps.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Setting any platform, double steps are a game changer. But the Lone Wolf custom gear is nice. It's loud. It's very loud. You have to kind of do your own little modification to quiet them up. But after you do that, it's good stuff. But I don't know. We were knocking them, and I still don't agree with everything. But I thought it was commendable that Andre actually.
Yeah, that's nice.
Kind of crazy.
Pretty cool. I just got a random call from Wisconsin. I was like, oh, okay,
Wisconsin.
From Lone Wolf, and answered, and it was Andre, and he had a deep, Wisconsin accent, and walked me through it, and I haven't had any problems since. So I guess that was just on me. So.
Yeah. That's all right.
Did Matt Bradford get to finish his story?
No, he didn't.
We just cut him off.
Yep, everybody cut him off.
Go for it.
Go ahead, Matt Bradford.
I'll tell one story.
Yeah, Matt, tell us.
I'll tell one.
We had a good season.
Story.
We had a great season together.
Well, I was going to go back a little bit more than that, actually.
Let him tell the story, man.
My only really good story, my first actual deer ever. I was a little bit spoiled with was a Colorado mule deer.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
My first deer, first buck.
I was there.
That's pretty sweet.
Joe was there.
Preach it, baby.
It was a heck of a trip. Awesome trip. Me, Joe, and another one of our friends. I have an uncle in Colorado that has a ranch.
Brandon Schultz.
Yeah.
AKA Beans.
His neighbor has like a 5,000 acre cattle farm. It was huge.
That's awesome.
Everything you could see, he owned pretty much one of those. It's all
nice.
flat out there.
So when are we going?
Oh, God.
Exactly.
Did you let the man
Sounds like we
finish?
should go
Let the
back.
man
I can't believe
finish.
I got that before Charles.
Let the
did.
man finish the story.
Sorry, I was thinking about turkeys.
It was
Come on, dude.
just it was a dream hunt for me, obviously, being like my first hunt.
Yeah, for
first
sure.
It was
deer.
incredible.
It was awesome. We all three of us tagged out, got our mule deer bucks. I don't know, it was just surreal. Being my first deer, and mule deer are so big. I've seen some whitetail, and I went, this thing looks like a horse.
Oh,
yeah, dude.
Compared to your PA whitetail deer.
Yeah, your uncle hung them up when we skinned them from a John Deere tractor.
Yeah, we strung them up from John Deere tractors. It was picture perfect. We stayed with my uncle, so we didn't have to spend like hotel costs and all that.
Yeah.
It was relatively cheap for what we did.
Just cheap as it could possibly be.
One of the cheapest trips we've taken.
Picked us up from the airport. We just paid for...
we could have been recording
our
episode
flights,
200 there.
Our flights and our tags is all we paid for.
Our tags, yeah.
Didn't your aunt make a mean backstrap or something?
Well, that's what I was getting to. After we all tagged out, we had them like a butcher assembly line outside my uncle's house. Nice. Beautiful day out in Colorado. Nice and warm. Butchering our own deer. We immediately took the backstraps inside. My aunt marinated them, cooked them up. Once we were done, went in for dinner. Ate them right on the spot. I mean, it was
best backstrap I've ever had.
Does it get much better than that?
Not even marinated for, not even 10 hours.
I mean, I think it does because You have to wait till they get to a certain point, right?
You don't have to.
No, you're right.
What's this guy talking about?
The meat quality can get better, yes, 100%. But he's saying like as a moment, Joe. Like
As a moment, yes.
Does it
I'm
get
sorry.
any better? No.
I'm saying
So I do have a question because
Thanks for
I feel
killing
like
the vibe, Joe.
I heard I don't want to kill the vibe. I'm not that guy.
It's too late.
I'm not a Joe Marcello.
Marcello.
So either way, Cello.
put some
Didn't
res- put
somebody
some
get
respect
their
on the name.
antlers mounted backwards?
So no, not mounted
I
backwards.
thought somebody got their antlers
not
mounted
mounted backwards,
out of
but close.
I've heard a
Uh,
story that has happened.
is
Not
all my
mounted
fault.
backwards. It's not your fault. I
It
knew
is
it.
my
I
fault.
heard this story. Come on.
So me and our other friend that went with us, his family's been using the same taxidermist since his grandfather, whoever. They've been using him his entire
We're not
life.
going to name drive.
No, we're
name
not.
Does it
drop
rhyme with Barry Baker?
No,
No, it does not.
No.
All right.
Anyway, I'm super.
That wasn't even good.
I've been, I'm
Barry Laker.
super pumped about this deer. You
Let
know,
the man talk.
after killing this and like taking it into the taxidermist, I'm looking at pictures of it every day for months, waiting for this thing to come back. We get him back, excited. I think they look great. I'm staring at my buddies as he's holding it up in the parking lot, and I'm thinking, man, does that look like my deer?
Oh shit.
I was like, maybe I'm crazy. So it was in Ohio. We get all the way back to PA. We get in his garage. And we're holding him up again. I'm like, damn, but these are my antlers. What happened was my antlers were on his hide.
Oh no.
Are you sure the hides were switched?
The hides are swapped,
switcheroo.
yeah.
For sure?
Because
No,
some good investigative work by Joe. Because I immediately left our buddy's house and went up to Joe's. I was like showing him. I was like, I'm proud of it. I'm like, look at this, it turned out great. I was like, but doesn't this kind of look like Beans' deer with my antlers on it?
Wow.
And then he zoomed in on the picture. We all took like on one of the last days.
Was like the throat patch different, or
No.
what
There
was
was,
the
like,
difference
The
here?
black spot on the nose.
there was just like
Okay.
a nice little brown spot on the snout of his hide. That's on my that's on my
taxidermist
deer.
swapped the hides.
Yeah, he swapped the
Matt
hides.
got the right antlers, but it was the wrong
Right,
hide.
right.
Yeah, so the taxidermist swapped the hides.
That's
Hey.
crazy.
Hell of a experience, huh?
Yeah, I mean it's hanging up in my living room. I look at him every
be
day.
proud of it.
I'm proud of
Yeah,
him.
that's cool.
You look at every day and go, man, my buddy's deer looks good.
Yeah. Well, my antlers were the biggest of the group.
Hell
Yeah,
Hey.
147.
Hell yeah, brother.
147 inches.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd rather,
Damn, that's a
Yeah,
nice
dude.
buck.
Actually,
I'd
you know
rather-
what? No, I think you were over Boone or Popin.
I don't know what
52?
Pope and Young for mule deer is.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Either way, around 150
No, it was a
inches
good,
is
it was
really
a good one.
nice.
It was
Hey.
either 152 or 147.
at the end of the day, I'd rather
good
have the
buck.
hide
Yeah.
swapped than the antlers
Oh,
swapped.
for sure.
Right. Yeah.
I would have told him just give me yours.
Let's swap,
You
let's swap
shot the
mounts.
biggest one. Mine was 134.
Yeah, and they happen consecutively. So like the one day we went
Yeah, it was
out, Beans
one day
got
after
his.
another, 3 consecutive days.
The second day, Joe got
That's a-
his. The
that's a-
third
They just
day,
kept
I
getting
got-
bigger.
Yeah,
That's
It
cool.
was-
Yeah, that's
It was
an
nice.
awesome trip, man.
That is cool. So when are we going back?
Next
No one's answered that
October.
question yet.
October.
Next October.
we got
we're
more
going.
options now because since then
He's the sheriff.
my uncle has become the county sheriff, so we may have connections. We'll have to see what that's like.
Exhaust those options.
Yeah, exhaustive
Yeah.
options.
We gotta put points in.
Old Tim Norton.
That's definitely
No, that's the thing. We bought him over the counter over there, right? Isn't that what we did?
It wasn't
Or no,
over,
we got
no, it wasn't over the counter. We put him for
Times are changing.
Yeah,
now.
but there weren't points.
It wasn't.
Women
point,
can do
it wasn't
things.
points, but we put him for a
can do
draw.
things now.
We drew first round.
Yeah, I don't think. I think
private.
even when
I don't know what
we
you're
called, I think, and they
That was
said
big
that
spin.
we shouldn't have any issues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it wasn't over in the counter though.
Well,
We had to
no,
go-
I think they're draw.
yeah, it was a draw.
That's definitely a bucket list item, man. I'd love to.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
yeah.
too.
All I remember on the first day is that we all separated. Sun's coming up, beautiful.
Tons of antelope.
We could have tagged out in minutes if we had antelope tags.
Oh, really?
I heard a noise and I look
Little
over and there's
speed goats.
a whole pack of antelope
Yeah,
staring
tons-
at me.
tons of-
Yeah,
Are they considered packs or herds?
herds maybe. I'm not sure. See, now you got me. Thinking
Austin should know this.
They have teeth.
Dude,
It's a rafter of pronghorn.
That's
Son of a bitch! You
A
always
gaggle?
know this stuff.
A gaggle
It's a gaggle.
Rafters turkeys.
It's a
I was
murder.
joking.
for anyone that hasn't gone antelope hunting, I highly highly recommend it.
Oh yeah,
Dude, it
Oh,
is
yeah.
a absolute
Yeah.
blast.
We've
Yeah.
talked about it.
I don't know if I'd like it that much.
Yes, you would.
When do you guys
don't
go to
know.
Wyoming?
Okay,
elk hunting?
Oh,
I mean, you can saddle
well,
hunt out there in Wyoming. You can get you in
I
a
don't-
tree.
I don't
get you on a
know.
horse.
What'd you
We're
say?
gonna
What was the
buy
question?
You guys
another
were planning a Wyoming elk hunt, were you?
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
put in for another preference point this year, and then
Draw next year.
depending on funds,
Okay.
if we draw
The
next
the
year.
goal,
That'd be
if
sweet.
everything went well, would be
26 or 27.
2025. We'll put in for another preference point. 2026,
Draw.
at least put in to hopefully.
How many points do you need
that would
for
put
that?
us-
area?
that would put us
Oh,
in-
it's
Is
Well,
it a
here's-
group
here's-
draw?
We'll do it
yeah.
as a group.
Yeah.
draw.
But you both have the same amount of points regardless.
We'll have 4.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
I mean, it you know, as far as the landowner that we had talked to when we were out there on our antelope trip, he had guys draw with point and guys draw with point.
He said it was an absolute roller coaster.
Oh wow.
He's like, it makes
it's a
absolutely no
shit
What a
sense.
nightmare.
Yeah.
It's just he said the point system is completely screwed.
Yeah, so we don't really know what the odds are.
That's my dream to kill a bull, man.
That'd be
So
sweet.
That's my
Yeah, but it's definitely in the works. I
You
would
guys
say.
got to go with a rifle or with your bow?
100% rifle.
rifle
Yeah.
for first trip.
Yeah,
rifle.
I don't blame you.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
my
the way the property lays out
dream-
too, it's not very big.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So I don't.
I mean, to us, it's
Huge.
yeah, like
But-
No,
but
it's not.
out there, it's not
no,
necessarily
out west.
out west. It's not big.
It's not big. It's only a couple hundred acres, which out west,
Yeah.
because you narrow that down and it's a couple hundred acres, but the elk are only kind of herding up on
Yeah,
60-acre plateau.
but
so
in the same sense,
it's not as big as it sounds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but in the same sense, I've talked the consecutive 2 years, and he's sending
No, they're killing- they're-
pictures of
they're killing
6x6s, and nice.
No, they're killing bulls.
Nice
for sure.
bulls.
So yeah, it's in the works.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, it'd be
Wyoming.
kind of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Why Wyoming?
yeah, man.
We love Wyoming, man. We spent plenty of time there, and it's a second home. So
I love Wyoming.
We going back to the same area, so I mean, we know,
We know
it.
everywhere.
Comfort.
Yeah,
Big area.
we love it there.
I like
really
it.
do. Shit, that'd be our fourth
Fourth.
time there.
Fourth.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna name one.
Obviously.
No, I wouldn't want to. No.
No,
We don't do that
you don't
here.
want to pull a CW.
if you really think about it,
You don't want them calling us out.
no, no.
Oh, good lord.
You get there, man. You don't want to come home.
Yeah,
Pretentious
absolutely.
bastard.
You don't want to come home.
Thank you, Charles.
I remember-
You're welcome.
I remember when it was our second year. Yeah, it was our second year out there. Rattlesnakes are obviously like something that you think about, but you pay too much attention to, just depending on the weather.
Yeah.
And
Chuck loves rattlesnakes. So
Yeah, I don't
perfect.
mind them at all. I'm all about it.
I hate snakes.
Me too.
I absolutely. But so Joe's buck that we had killed, we army crawled through about 100 yards, probably a good 100 yards of
Yeah.
waist high sage, which is screaming, rattlesnake territory.
Yeah.
And it's adrenaline. You don't think about it. You're just like, hey, there's the animal. Let's do what we got to do. Get to it. Animal's dead. And then we're walking. This is like a day or two later. We're walking up on this ridge, and it was like something out of a movie, man. Like I don't even know how I saw it, but we're walking, we're doing our thing, and I like just glanced left, and I was like, what is that? And I saw that it was a snake, and Joe's like, before he could finish his sentence, he's like, I wonder what kind of, and you hear, and I was like,
it was literally album.
oh my God. Dude, the rest of the trip, I looked like an absolute dipshit. I'm
Walking on pins and needles.
We're like going out, we're trying to spot and stalk an antelope. I'm like high stepping, like walking through this sage because I'm like, I mean, the first
They're
year.
impressive though, huh?
Yeah.
That.
Oh, yeah. It was cool to
God,
see,
it's
but like
pretty.
Yeah.
the first year we
It was
went.
a young one too, which is even more dangerous.
Yeah, we learned quick because the first year we went out there, man, like we both had our Garmin's, our GPSs, and I dropped like truck location, and out there, man, you start.
You guys hunt a BLM out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you start glassing, right? You drop a
Yeah.
pin,
State.
Yeah.
and you just go. You
Yeah.
kind of forget because it's so like
Yeah.
yet again.
You don't think about it.
You look at this chunk and you're like, oh, it's only 5,000 acres, and you just start going and going and going and going and going and going. And next thing you know, you're like, hey, dude, like I looked at the Garmin, like we're 5.5 miles from the truck. So like, God forbid you get bit or something happens. Like you have to, you can't be a complete idiot, and you have to kind of be on top of like, where's your location, where's the truck, how close is the hospital?
Right.
Like,
We had the hospital like on our.
we did. It
GPS.
it was a moment of
safe.
realization of like, hey, like it's very easy to get out there and just go and not even think like how far.
That's
are
always
we?
been my
Where-
biggest fear, like going other
September.
places, has been just animals.
Mhm.
My biggest fear is like
Mountain lions.
Mostly mountain lions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly mountain lions, but wolves, freaking snakes. Like you just don't know. Like you don't live there.
Well, that's the thing
You know
too
what
is
I'm
you
saying?
never you never think it's going to happen to you. You're like, I'm
I
just
always
going
think
out.
it's going to happen to me.
I
That's
get-
the problem.
I get it.
Bear attacks lately.
I
too.
get it, but like in the same sense, you're like, I'm going on this hunt and I'm excited. You know,
Yeah.
we're gonna go, and the
But
next
I
thing you know,
always-
it's like, oh my god, this is me. Like I did just get bit by a rattlesnake. How far are we from the truck? Oh, we're 5.5 miles away. Oh shit. Yeah, I mean, we wear snake gaiters and like we're prepared, but in the same sense, it's just like, yeah, man, you gotta be smart. Yeah, you gotta be
They
smart.
don't make bear gators, do they?
Yeah, but out there,
I don't know.
like that
Ask
part of the country,
Leonardo.
there's not bears like that.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
what
ask,
about,
ask the Revenant.
Yeah.
he survived.
Ask
He
Hugh
did
Glass.
survive.
That is Hugh Glass.
He won a Grammy.
Nice
I mean,
name,
Yeah, come on, dude. It wasn't that bad.
he can't be that
Yeah.
bad. He won a Grammy.
Exactly.
He made it.
Joe,
No,
what
I
about
always think about mountain lions, honestly.
Hey, mountain lions.
Well,
are
they're mountain lions
terrifying.
are scary motherfuckers.
They are.
they get you before you even know it?
I actually listened to
Oh,
something. A guy said he was like a guy that kind of like studied mountain lions, and it was the most terrifying thing I've ever heard because he was like 90% of the time. He said the moment that you see a mountain lion,
they want you
to
see 'em.
know. They want you to see them because they've been stalking you the whole time. And when you think about that, like here I am on this hike or on this hunt, and you're like, oh, there's a mountain lion. How far did you go? 5 miles. He was following you for 5 miles. Now is his moment to be like, I want you to see me because I've been following you.
Yeah.
And that is terrifying to think
The
about.
scariest thing was years and years ago, there was a picture in a magazine. This dude was taking a picture of himself with an elk. And in the background, there was a mountain lion staring at him. And he had no clue.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude, they'll rip your
I
freaking
think
face
people
off, man.
actually,
Yeah.
I think people actually wear like masks on the back of their head.
They'll like sell like,
Yeah.
eyes on the back of their
Yeah,
hat.
I saw that.
Yeah, I think they'll actually wear a mask on the back of their head.
Yep.
Because they like to sneak up from behind you.
Yep.
And if you, it looks like you're looking back, they won't do so.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're terrifying creatures.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, these big kitties. I don't want to mess with them.
No.
I was out there once in Colorado. I saw one. Come here, bub.
Come here,
I got a little chicken in my pocket for you.
What the hell?
Come here. I just want to say hello.
I'll tell you what.
Can I pet that dog?
Can I pet that
Can I
dog?
pet that dog?
I like turtles.
Totals. Joe, what about Montana in the spring? Were you anywhere near bears and stuff when you were out there?
Cows.
You remember that? Huh?
I think Montana.
Cows are frightening, man.
I think Montana. They
Don't mess
pretty
with
much
cows.
said that they're trying to
Terrifying.
deny the whole
Great
brown bear thing.
I don't want to say bears, but
There's brown bears in
definitely
Montana.
There
yeah,
are, but
yeah, more towards
I think it was either
Bozeman,
cougars or
Yellowstone
brown bears
area.
when I was there. They were saying
Yeah.
they're trying to like deny that they're there because
No,
there's
they're-
not enough sightings.
well, they don't
blah,
wanna
blah, blah,
freak
blah.
the
They don't want to freak
tourists
everybody
out.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're
But
there.
they are there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not so much bears where I was because I was kind of pretty far north and we're more in the southwestern part of mine, but definitely mountain lions. And I'm pretty sure I heard a wolf.
Oh yeah,
No, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What'd you have with you? Did you bring a gun or anything?
Just for
Had
turkeys.
the old 12 gauge shooting TSS number 9s.
That'll
I mean,
do
that'd
it.
take care of them, but
That's bad medicine.
Only
for a mountain
three.
lion, dude.
Yeah, only 3. Yeah.
you didn't have a side piece.
No, I never carried a side beam wearer, which could be a mistake. But to be
Bear
honest,
spray.
I for the most part out of the clear as far as anywhere I have to go for this whole chasing 49. As far as
Dangerous game.
yeah,
That's good.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty much out of the clear. I got most
A friend
of
of ours, he
West knocked
never
off.
he never carried a gun either until he got stalked by a mountain lion.
Who's that?
A friend of ours, since passed, but
Oh.
friend of my dad's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he started carrying a gun after that.
Well,
They
yeah,
went
that-
out west a
that'll-
lot. and
Yeah,
did-
that'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the western states I have taught.
that's good.
You're plenty good carrying a shotgun.
Oh, I'm sure of it. Yeah,
I mean,
but like
it's
it doesn't hurt. to
no,
have
it definitely
something
doesn't
extra.
hurt.
No,
You know what I
it
mean?
doesn't hurt. But
Shoot him in the schnauz.
oh,
Right in
yeah,
the
you're gonna
schnout.
have
Yeah.
to-
If I want to carry anything, I'd carry a shotgun.
That's a
yeah.
Just
good
because,
weapon to
like,
have.
Close
Yeah.
range, far,
Heck yeah.
not far range, but you know what
yeah,
I'm
I
saying.
mean that TSS is
Anything's gonna really say, "Hey, get the fuck out of here."
If you got the stones to stand there 15 yards,
Well,
that's a freaking hunk of lead
Well,
going
I
at
feel.
that thing.
I'll be
That's
honest.
the
I
thing.
feel a lot
Yeah.
better at 40 yards with my shotgun than I do with a pistol. I can
Yeah.
tell you
Oh,
that
yeah,
much.
absolutely.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah, I can
So,
kill
no,
him dead.
I mean, ironically, last year, my last Washington, Idaho, Oregon, I had punched a couple tags, and I had one tag left for Idaho. And,
No, Idaho.
Utah. And I was like, yeah, I'm in public. I got a couple days left before I fly out. And I was talking to some locals and stuff about some game, and they were like, well, they just relocated and trapped a grizzly off that game that had come down from the mountain range up in Canada, which is like extremely slim.
Right.
But it still happened. And they were like, yeah, and I had a buddy who was out there, and he had a turkey that was coming in that he was working, and the mountain lion just jumped right out of the brush and grabbed him. And I was like, yeah, you know what?
Good Lord.
I think I'm just gonna
I think I'll hang out at the bar.
I think I'm going to fly home early. I think I'm done.
You know what they were doing. That's the best turkey hunting spot. that they have.
I'm good.
They're messing with you.
Yeah,
big
yeah, they
time.
were.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Oh, yeah, they're totally trying to
That
reverse
Pennsylvania-
gar hole me.
Yeah, that Pennsylvania folk there.
Yeah. But I was like, you know
You
what?
gotta be gone.
I already had punched my tags in 3 states. I was like, you know what? Let me just go home early and make the wife happy. So let's not go to the grizzly and mountain lion infested game lands.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely terrifying.
It sure does. It sure does.
Wow.
I mean, the odds are extremely slim, and it's not even like I'd been anywhere else where it wasn't a possibility. I just didn't realize it or didn't really care.
Yeah.
How big do you think they are?
What's that?
The mountain lions.
Big enough to,
I think
tango with me.
Would you say that they're huge?
I think
Huge.
Trump had a piss, but
What was the question?
President Trump, how big do you think mountain lions are?
Not with an H, with a Y. Huge. Huge. I've seen them. I've ran into them. I actually killed one with my own bare hands. Kamala couldn't have killed one with her hands. I killed it. I ate it on the spot. I made my own fire. I carry matches with me everywhere I go. I ate it. It was huge. Don't recommend getting into a tango with one. I did. I could kill it. Nobody else could kill it. That's Putin. I talked to Putin. He said he could kill one. I put one in his house. He couldn't kill it. I killed it. I could kill it.
there you have it. I mean,
There you and there you have it.
I think my goal, I've been thinking about it. I think my goal for the 2025 hunting season, I've been thinking long and hard about this, and I know I'm cut out for it. I want to do the Super Slam in 1 year. Nobody's done it. That's what I'm going to do.
Nobody's done it. Nobody's done it. What about you guys? How'd your guys' season go?
It was decent.
we talk about our season.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
I had a good year.
Okay, you don't have to talk about it if you want.
I shot a buck.
I know.
Chuck,
I know you
what's-
did.
I saw
huh?
fish.
I put an end to a very long streak of not killing bucks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know
it
you
was
guys
good.
both
It's
killed
excellent.
one. I'm just trying.
You get a buck? Huh?
Nope, you didn't. Nobody
This
asked
is about you guys. This is about you guys.
Yeah.
Hey,
no,
hey,
we're-
Chuck, what's the 2025 turkey season hold for you?
Not much.
Hey,
Missouri.
Not much? Missouri?
Opening up with Missouri.
Nice.
And,
When's that? When's that happening?
That's going to be April 24th through like the 27th.
Nice.
Somewhere in that range.
You're
Nice.
going down there with Herb, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm going down
You
there
gonna leave
with
me down
I'm going down there with a friend, local friend. His mom lives out there, and we're gonna go stay with her and then
Nice.
hunt an army base, which is gonna be pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
And then I'll be back, and our season's gonna kick off.
Yeah.
So we got this in New York. That's pretty much it for now.
Yeah.
So Missouri, and I've never killed one in Missouri or New York.
Bucket
Ever.
list.
Hunted turkeys there.
Nice.
Who you going to New York with?
Well, I'm gonna go with you, but
Oh,
He's gonna
you
go.
are?
He's gonna go with this guy.
Oh,
he
I didn't
calls
know.
It's his old.
I didn't know what
you
was
didn't give
going
me
on
a
yet.
date. I asked you 3 times.
Oh no, I
earlier.
gave you a date.
No,
I gave you a date.
you gave me.
You gave me.
That's not. You
His
can't do
brother
it.
starts
You
to
listen.
Trump, and he just tries
Listen.
taking over.
Baseball.
He
Listen,
just wants
listen.
to
Your brother's trumps you.
Listen.
Trump,
You
tell him
don't.
about softball and
Okay.
baseball.
Softball.
Baseball's-
Okay. Where do I get started? Softball. Look, I play softball. I'm in a league with Matt. I love it. At the end of the day, it's for women. Okay. We don't do it. Okay. Joe gave you a date. You stick to the date.
I don't
That's what
remember
it
the
is.
date.
Listen, you think he's an asshole. He is an asshole. I know that.
I am
He
an
knows
asshole.
that.
Yeah.
You just got to go.
9th and 10th, right? I think is what we talked about. But the 11th is Mother's Day, so I just had to be back by Mother's Day, obviously.
That's your problem.
right.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
What an
Oh,
asshole,
man.
dude.
But I might go down for the opener. I've been thinking about it. If I can get away,
You
my
do
wife
you,
lets me.
cricket. Okay.
Dude, it's
Wow.
it comes in on 1st of May, so it comes in that Thursday.
No,
Our season comes in Saturday, so I was thinking about going up there hunting Thursday, Friday, and then coming back to the camp for the opener.
I hope we can hunt together. If for whatever reason it doesn't work,
We should be able to. I don't see why
There's
not.
no hard.
Your schedule is the busy one, not mine.
Hey, no, it's
Yeah,
No,
you just
it's-
named like 15
Yeah,
states. you're going to.
Joe's schedule's like that
I
Johnny
named
Cash
6.
song.
It's a lot.
He's like, I'm going to burn.
Yeah,
across the desert.
I've been everywhere, man. Joe, where you hunting? I'm going to Kentucky,
Breathe the
Arizona,
out.
Arkansas, Illinois, and
Travel like I don't care, man. I've been everywhere.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty regular season. Let me just get back to us with,
You guys can all eat a dick.
takes one to know one.
that was so good. I'm in.
Oh yeah, it sounds like it.
You just won't confirm the dates with me.
Hey, I want to go to New
What are you
York.
talking about?
9th and 10th, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I'm
all right,
going.
all right, let's go
Whether
down.
you are or not.
Can we all stop making Joe so agitated?
We already talked about this.
He's
I know, but
agitated
you
this
had
whole
other
podcast.
dates, too.
No, I
Hold on.
didn't.
Put your headphones
I
on,
did
Joe.
not.
They're falling off.
You had potentially Memorial Day weekend,
Yes.
right?
If I don't tag out when we go,
Right.
I'm going back.
Let's go.
back.
Going back, baby.
And if I am,
Wow.
if I did tag out when we go,
back in
then
town.
don't do
back for
Connecticut
more.
For more turkey.
on my own.
They're here. They're there. Wow, they're gone.
Oh, it's back down.
Hey, Brandon. This is why I hunt alone.
Yes, sir.
Easterns.
Over here.
What do you mean?
Oh God.
I walk
East-
alone.
I've killed a couple Easterns.
I walk
Easterns.
alone.
Easterns are easy. Easterns are a dime a dozen. I go for Osceolas. Osceolas are rare. They're a rare breed. Joe's never killed one. He's not smart enough. Joe calls an Osceola. He hits his box call. They're too far away. It's raining. Kim Jong-un doesn't have a box call. I know how to kill Osceolas. Learn from me. Let me go to New York. April 9th. April 9th, you heard it. I'll be there. Come hunt with me. And JD will be there.
2 things. 1, Osceolas aren't New York. And 2, New York doesn't open on April 9th. Okay.
Ask me if I care
You are
about
from
turkeys.
Florida.
I
And
don't.
3, I've killed an Osceola.
You gonna kill one on Mar-a-Lago? You can kill.
I go kill one on Mar-a-Lago.
You're just offending Joe. All right.
Hey, Joe. Joe, bro.
Yeah, what's up, man?
July 12th. Are you interested in going groundhog hunting with me in Lawrence County?
What is going on?
What the hell?
Sign me up.
What's
Why
this
did
guy's
he get
deal?
invited? Yeah, what's
Just kidding. I'm kidding. I love you guys.
Probably not.
This is good.
But
whistle pigs?
Yeah.
Couple whistle pigs.
Couple whistle pigs.
honestly, after the hearing loss that I've had the last season, I think I'm going to get a silencer on S65.
It's a good call.
I'll be honest with you.
They're not as expensive as I thought. I looked into one for the
I'm going to drop $800.
400
Price has been
Legend.
going down, man.
Dude, I want
They're
to kill a
easier to
freaking
get.
coyote.
Probably ground.
If you can, if they're not
I've never
sold
killed
out.
one.
You might
I
have to
killed
come
3
with
this
us in
year.
the
I
spring.
mean, okay. In the same sense, I've also never like gone
You gotta do it
coyote
in
hunting.
Trump.
You know,
Do it in Trump voice.
Trump, have you ever hunted coyotes?
couple of times. I've never killed one. The couple times that I went out, I saw three times I saw them. Twice archery hunting. They're smart. They're not dumb. They're not going to show their weaknesses like Putin. They don't just show it. Okay. They hide. They hide behind brush. That's what they do. They're smart. Okay. The other time I saw one, it was in my crosshairs, like Kim Jong. I saw him in my crosshairs. I didn't take the shot. I could have taken the shot. Kamala wouldn't have taken the shot, but I would have taken the shot. And my fellow comrade Matt, we did a drive. It was a beautiful drive. No way. Kamala couldn't have done the drive the way that we did the drive. It was perfect. And then he executed the shot right behind the shoulder. It was beautiful. You couldn't see his legs with the greenery, his camo real tree. It was phenomenal. Shout out to real tree. It was beautiful. That's the way we do it. That's the way we do it here in the United States of America. Nobody does it like we do. And that's how I feel.
So,
Can't have it any better than that. There you
So
there you
Matt
have it.
actually kill?
you didn't kill a coyote.
Matt did kill
Never.
the coyote on that drive.
Never.
But Matt
Matt
did.
killed a coyote? Matt,
Well, dude, honestly, what
Matt
happened? I
Bradford
saw
Pat
three.
Madford killed a coyote.
I saw
Nice.
three.
He killed 2 coyotes. He killed one actually in Colorado.
Before I killed a deer, I killed a coyote.
Hell
Good for
yeah.
you,
Yeah.
Matt
Hell yeah.
Bradford.
Hell yeah. Yee. Live action.
I shot a couple.
Little turtle man.
The one year I actually shot I shot 2 within an hour with my bow.
No shit.
Cool story, bro.
And I tried tracking them. I started tracking them.
They're out there right now.
Coyotes out there right now.
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah. It was super hot out. I wasn't getting good blood, and I could. You were at Tanner's wedding.
I showed up
You did not.
to pick you up. Yes, I did.
Okay, you did.
Give credit when credit's due.
But I started tracking, and I'm like, this is just too hard to track. I just can't. Like, it's just hot. It's raining. And then finally, I was just whatever. So I never actually found one, but I did shoot 2 within that. And like I said, like, what am I really going to do with these things? You know, like, I'm probably going to just get them tanned, and that's it.
Yeah, no, I hear them.
So I'm just happy that I shot them. But this year I was gun hunting, and I shot 3. I killed 3. It was amazing. So they came through.
Did you get them tanned?
Yeah. Well, so they came through, and I thought I saw a deer. All right. And then I saw a coyote behind it, and I was like, and then I heard like some whimpering and some crying and shit. Like maybe they were chasing a deer and they got kicked off of them. I don't know what was really happening. I couldn't figure it out.
What are you saying right now?
But they started going back the way they came from. And then I noticed there was 3 of them, and I couldn't get a great shot. And I'm just like, I don't want to ruin my hunt on this. So I just kind of let them go, and I never got a great shot. And then I just started doing like a dying rabbit call with my mouth. Call. Yeah.
All right, that's enough. That's loud.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, but
so I did that with my mouth.
Going nuts.
And then
what that mouth do?
5 minutes later, here comes one that starts coming back. And I almost had the same amount of shots with this one. It was a little bit better, but I'm just like, you know what? I've never killed a coyote. Yeah. I got to take this shot. So I took it. Shot went off.
Miss 100.
Never saw it.
You don't take.
And I'm just like, where the fuck did it go? Did it run off? Did I miss? Whatever. Just disappeared. About 20 minutes later, here comes another one right at me. And it's funny because before all this happened, I texted my wife and I was like, man, that would have been really cool. I just saw 3 coyotes.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been fucking awesome if I would have shot at least one of them.
Yeah.
And I shot at the one, and then about 20 minutes or so later, here comes one right at me, and it's coming directly at me, and I'm like, damn, this thing's gonna be underneath me pretty soon. So I took a shot at it as it's coming at me. I put one down through its back, and it starts kicking around. Put another one in just to make sure. Man, I got one down about 20 yards, 25 yards. So then about 40 minutes later, I'm texting everyone. I got one down. I got one that's unknown. Here comes another one. And like both times that the second one came in, I verbally said, are you fucking serious? Yeah. You know, like I literally was like, are you serious? And I'm like, it's almost like I'm aggravated. These things are coming in on me. So I turn over and it gets about 30 yards. I'm like, man, how am I going to stop this thing? All of a sudden it stops broadside and stares right at me 30 yards. I'm like, boom. Yeah. Goes down, starts flickering into the cattails, dead. I'm like, this is awesome. I got 2 down. 1, I don't even know.
Yeah.
So I get down, I grab those 2, and after my hunt was over, obviously, but it was pretty much ruined at that point. I grab the 2 and I go up towards the other one. I'm looking all around. I'm like, man, what is this thing? And I took a picture beforehand just to know the area. And I'm looking around, I'm looking at the picture, and I look over, and there's one just folded down in this brush.
Hell yeah.
Like, let's go, dude. Yeah. 3 down.
That's awesome.
So I'm getting 2 tanned. The other one, I'm going to get a full body mount just because I don't have one.
Is it going to look like Carl?
Hey, don't bring Carl into this. Carl had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I
look in 8 different directions?
That was my first day of gun season. That was my first day of gun season. It was like, I was after a buck, and I put myself in the best situation. I actually shot so much that like another hunter came over and like looked at me. Yeah. It was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But
killing shit.
No, it was great, man.
I haven't been I've had 3, like I said, 3 encounters, non-Trump voice. 2 of which archery.
2 encounters, Trump voice.
It was 3.
3 non 2.
I've had 3 encounters.
I had 3 encounters, and 2 of which were archery. And dude, they're just so like
it's
they're just.
Tough,
I'm like
I tried
looking.
stopping one time.
Yeah.
They just ran off.
Oh, I'm looking. I'm like, oh my god, there's a coyote right there. I'm like, let's go. I'm gonna shoot it, and they just come on in. stop, and they just so happen to be 35 yards behind a brush pile. And I'm
Yeah.
like, they're not dumb. I'm like, they're just right there. And the other time, like I said, was we were doing a deer drive, and I'm playing with the magnification on my scope. I'm looking. Next thing I know, I just see a freaking head. There's this coyote. Like, I mean, you're looking through your rifle, making sure everything's set up, and then bam, you see a head, and you're like, holy shit, like that's a coyote. Like I didn't have time to register what happened.
Right.
And it just freaking bolted past me. Then we said, hey, let's drive this out. And then Matt killed that. It had to be the same. I mean, within 10 minutes, he shot.
Yeah.
That's
I'd
pretty
like
sweet.
to kill one just because I despise them.
They're fun to kill.
Oh, yeah.
I've shot a couple with my bow. I shot one with bow that I found. The other one I shot, the one I shot, the first one, it was trailing in. I actually fell asleep. I may have been a little hungover that morning. I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure I was. And I was up in the tree stand, and I remember waking up, and there was 2 little deer underneath.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. And I tried like 14 different times to shoot these deer. I went and drew back like 3 times on them. Never shot these deer. They go right past me. And I'm sitting there beating the shit out of myself. Like, dude, I can't believe you just did that. Yeah. And I hear, and I see some movement, and I look up, and coyote right on their heels, like nose down, trailing them. I was like, well, I know where you're going to go because I just watched these deer do it.
Yep.
Sure enough, he went behind a tree, drew back, gave him a little, and he like turned and jumped back a couple times and stopped and looked up at me. And I was kind of watching him, and I looked down. When I settled in, dude, my pin was already right on his heart. Just let it go. Drilled him.
Awesome.
Ran like 40 yards, so much blood. I mean, there was just unbelievable amount of blood.
Tons of blood.
So much blood.
Shout out Rage Hypodermics.
Yeah, no. It's actually NAP back then.
Spitfires.
Yep. And then another time, I missed a doe, and they ran off, and this coyote actually chased the deer to me.
Yeah.
And then I missed one. I misjudged the distance, shot over its back. They ran off, same thing. Coyote comes right in. Screwed. I'm shooting this coyote. Shot him straight through, and I think I like clipped his face and went into his front shoulder and down and through.
Yeah.
Dude, I've never heard more frightening noises.
Oh, yeah. They start barking and stuff.
Like just growling, screaming.
Yeah.
Thing was jumping up in the air, like 4 feet in the air, rolling in this weeds. I'm just sitting there going,
it's pretty wild. Like
shit.
Obviously, I've never killed one, but like when I see videos where you see like somebody shoot one with an arrow and they try to like their first instinct is like bite
at it.
Like bite at the wound.
Yep.
It's pretty wild.
He snapped my arrow in half.
Oh yeah.
And he like limped off down over this hill into some brush, and I was like, well, I just have a bow. I'm not gonna like track this. Like that blood was everywhere. Dude. There's so much blood again. And I was like, I'm not gonna track a wounded coyote with a bow. I'm just gonna leave. Like I shot him. He's probably gonna die.
Yeah.
That's as good as it gets for me for a coyote.
100%.
But last spring we went out actual coyote hunting, and I had the shotgun, and dude, we rolled a bunch of them. I killed 2 of them, the 2 pups, just blast them with the shotgun. It was so much fun.
That's sweet.
There was coyotes everywhere.
Really?
I think there was like 9 different coyotes. We were surrounded.
No shit.
We got it. We located them, got back in there, sat down. We hit the call. Dude, like 6 of them started going off, like the big group howls and yips and stuff. And then 2 more behind us, and then another one to our left. And then like one was wolfing at us and shit.
Yeah.
It was wild. Just like giving us the whoa. Whoa. And then the pups are running back and forth. They finally broke. The pups come running right into the call. We just started blasting them with shotguns.
Yep.
Dude, it was so much fun.
The infrared videos you'll see, that stuff looks super cool to me.
Yeah.
Where you just see them popping up.
My buddies they're all infrared now, and they want me to do it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I mean, it's so expensive.
Yeah,
I mean,
if I'm gonna spend that kind of money, honestly, I'd rather get like a cam put on my gun.
Oh yeah,
so that's something I'm gonna use a lot more.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that benefits me.
Yes.
Yeah,
not just like, hey, I got. I mean, it's cool, but like to be like, I got this sick coyote set up.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you spend on it? No, I dropped like $3,000.
What you're into.
No, for sure.
Some guys are really into it.
Yeah,
some guys are diehard into it. Yeah, and I can see why, because it is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it is.
We've caught up quite a few and killed quite a few this year. It's a blast.
Yeah, no, it does look cool. It does look cool.
My years go. I'm in the school year.
Yeah,
seasons. June to June. June to July, something like that. Joe's being a real menace on this podcast. The breathing, the nose blowing. You're being a fucking menace, dude. Yeah, we can hear. You can hear everything.
There's a lot going.
It's too many people. 6 people, too many. We have 6
it's
on
funny.
before.
No.
What about
like
that
it.
time in your basement? We had a bunch of people on.
You
I
have
don't think 6. Did we?
I can't count.
We had 5.
Did we have 5?
I'm not the problem. We had 5.
I don't know. Did we?
Yes, 100%. It was a good episode too.
Okay.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, but This is the 200th
Exactly.
episode.
There ain't any other ones.
Hey,
Unless he didn't hit record.
congratulations.
We just hit 2 hours.
Yeah, we did just hit 2 hours.
Just
All
hit
right,
2
we
hours.
gotta redo it.
200.
He forgot to hit record. Start
Yeah.
from the top.
Congratulations to you two guys.
They've
Thanks,
done that.
man.
Hey,
Thanks,
everybody,
friend.
They've
a
done
round
that.
of applause.
No. I couldn't. Okay.
No.
Oh.
Listen, if we didn't hit record, it's not a problem. There's still a lot left in the tank. I can go off scratch again. It doesn't matter. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
I can go off scratch again.
Dude, I don't remember what we were talking about before the podcast started, but whatever it was had me in tears, and I've been clogged.
I've laughed.
this whole
I've
time.
laughed so many times.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's been a-
sure
it's
we were
been a
doing
good
the
time.
South Park
Dude, it was, there
that was
so
pretty
much.
funny.
I don't
That was
remember
really
undercover
funny.
cop episode.
Oh, it was.
Kishon.
All
Had me in
right,
tears.
buddy.
All right, buddy.
Here we go.
I'm Buddy Pants.
All right.
Before we forget, Charles,
Yeah?
for the 200th episode,
Yeah?
the big announcement of the year, Vesco's is back.
Vesco's is back, baby.
Oh my
back.
goodness.
We are back.
How's that
We are
ankle
back.
doing?
We are back. Better every day.
Okay.
Been on the bike, trying to get it back. I don't think I can run, but
That's kind of a problem.
yeah. It's a little bit of a problem. I still, I think I'll be okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, man, I got this 10K scheduled tomorrow. I don't think I can run, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Shut up.
Hey,
I'm doing a 15.
that's a power move. Good for you, man.
Going to.
What was it that George W. Bush said? It's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog.
Yeah.
No, George W. Bush said, I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once
That's what it was.
as I ever was.
I think it was something like something about
Fool me once.
hard-working Americans
Shame on me.
trying to put food on their families.
And then he just smiles. He gives you that smile. He goes like this.
That's an actual quote.
Yeah.
And another one was, I believe human beings and fish can peacefully coexist. That was another one.
Stick to George Bush.
That guy was president of the United States.
All I can think of when I hear George Bush is Frank Caliendo with the recorder for Kate button. You remember that?
You don't want to talk about
Stupid.
President of the United States while I'm here.
It's
We got
funny
the
with
best.
him because you
Good
see the
for you.
hands going before the
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You know it's going.
queuing it
The
up.
eyes and the hands. He squints and the hands come up.
don't-
and
you
know
don't
it's
wanna-
coming.
No, this is
I
out.
don't know.
This is out.
You'd
nowhere.
think
I don't know how I've
Very-
only
very
I've
impressive.
only hit record once on a video though. Like I feel really
don't-
bad that I've dropped the ball on this because
Good.
some of these are pretty freaking good.
We got
That's
a-
okay.
Hey, it's a hell of a 200th, huh?
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
I'm a big fan, buddy. I knew this was going to be a shit show.
Oh,
And
that's what it was all about.
I couldn't be happier
You
with
just
it.
get a room full of killers, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
Killers kill. Killers
I'm ready,
don't
man.
kill.
I am so excited. I miss it.
I do too.
I'm ready to go deer hunting.
I
Me
can't
too.
even think about deer right
I
now.
know, I get it, but I don't. at the same
I can
time.
think about deer right now.
I
Yeah,
get, it's,
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Little fist bump here. You can't see it, but bam, it just
I
happened.
couldn't see it actually.
Come on now, we got turkeys.
There's only two kind of people in the world to hunt deer, man: the Chinese and the king, and one of them's me.
Oh, my gosh.
Shit.
I am. I'm just wondering when my brother here that's just kept saying all year, we really got to hit it hard in shed hunting, dude, is gonna leave his house and come shed hunting with me
about,
because
man?
he hasn't shed hunted with me at all yet.
Talking about?
I found his deer shed here.
He found that.
I found this
Let's not talk about this.
freshy fresh here. It's still got hair on it.
All right, let's just put that down.
Why don't you lick it?
I want
Still
to
has
see.
milk on its lips.
Lick it, lick it.
Oh, it did touch
Oh,
my
my
tongue.
God.
I'm a lick
At
it.
least
It's like acorns.
I'm
Dude,
gonna lick it.
Honestly, the story behind this though, it's amazing that I found this because we weren't supposed to go over there at all. Like so we hit the property. We started in the thick bottom where we lost the blood, basically where he was going the second time you shot him. And we worked through that whole bottom, which I'll tell you what, there was a lot of good early season sign in there, like really old rubs, but like huge rubs, big, real high up, but like huge rubs.
Thigh
But
high.
old. Like
Thigh
you could
high.
tell
Waist
when
high.
maybe when the beans or whatever were still up, like that's when they were in there. But there was no deer sign recent at all. Like there wasn't even tracks in there. So we went through all of that. I found a really old
that's dirty
dead deer.
area that you probably would find a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
Joe, wake up. So, anyways, we hit that. We didn't find shit.
Joe.
We didn't find shit. I found a dead deer that shed antlers. It was an old
Like
skull.
where you bedded? Is that what you're saying?
No, like
Where we lost?
We lost blood between
Okay.
the two fields. You know how that real thick spot, if you keep going across that field and there's that thick hillside and then that pond, I was walking that stuff. We didn't find anything. And I'm like, to be honest, with all the lack of deer sign in here, there's probably not even a deer within 100 miles of this place. And we popped out.
Where do you think that they went?
Well, I'm just thinking food, and where I found this will explain itself. But so I'm like, dude, there's no deer over here. There's absolutely no deer over here. I'm not going to find. Let's just walk the edge of these fields because that's a good spot for sheds. And as we pop out, there's 2 bucks walking up the edge of the field, still holding antlers, and they go right into the woods where I was just checking. I'm like, okay, well, we'll give that a couple weeks and come back in here. And one was a decent 8-point, and the other one had a half rack, like 3 little shithead. So we go up there and we get to the top. We put the food out and stuff, and which is a horrible idea, walking all the way back in there with a giant bag of food on my shoulders.
I figured that. I saw it in the camera. I was like, did they walk that back?
We walked all the way back.
You have a frame pack. What is wrong with you?
But it wasn't a planned thing. Like, I mean, we just went, right?
He's had food in his...
It's been in my truck
for a
since
while.
the beginning of January.
Your backpack
You
can
had
live
that
in your
back
truck
there
too.
when we were deer hunting.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been in there since that long.
Yeah. I
Don't
remember that.
say that to the game commission.
Oh my
We weren't
gosh.
using it.
No, we weren't using it.
Still in there.
Gosh.
But it was suspicious looking,
Just saying,
for sure,
in
to
the
say
bed
the
of your
least.
truck. You're not doing anything illegal. They can suck it.
That's right. You're right. So, anyways, we get around the whole corner. So I go into the edge of the field where we tracked his buck the first time. This buck right here, this deer, pincushion. So the first,
I think you need to name that deer Lazarus. He has risen from the dead multiple times.
So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go in where we tracked him the first time, and I'm going to go through that trail because when we tracked him, we found some really good beds in this real thick area. And I walk in, and every time I broke off from Sabelli, I found something. So I walked in like 50 yards, and there was a shed antler laying on the ground. I was like, all right, cool. So I grabbed my shed antler. We walked through. We were working our way out and around the field edge. I was like, dude, I want to check this oak flat. Because this oak flat's like the only oaks in the property. And I'm like, if they've been over here, they could be somewhere over here. And we just kept going. And I'm like, all right, well, let's go check this piece. Let's go check. And as I'm walking, I look down and this beauty right here, rattle with me.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
Yeah,
shit,
baby.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's hot.
Yeah, that's it. Keep going. Keep going. Hold on.
Like that,
Keep
you
going.
almost
Keep going.
there?
Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there.
Yeah.
Catch the
Yeah.
spot.
And that's when I found this guy. So it was a miracle, to be honest, because we should not have been over there at all.
Freeze.
I'm a cat.
I'm a cat. The safe word is stretch.
You gave my hoe quite a little stretch.
Stretch. I'm a cat.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a nice antler.
Yeah. It's my biggest shed I've ever found.
That's freaking
It
awesome.
measured out to 52 inches on the dot. 52-inch 4-point side.
Tits, yeah.
Imagine if you would have killed that. Yeah.
Wow. Come on.
All right,
guys.
we didn't have to go there.
Yeah, that's not where we were going with
No.
That's not what
I
we're
mean-
trying to do.
Oh, we're going
this.
there.
Fighting on it.
And honestly, man, it's like freaking perfect.
it's pristine.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I found
When
one
I-
one time that was real similar to this.
Just imagine if it's
Had a little bit bigger brow tine.
No, I mean, he came in and
It's about
as
9.5.
soon as we saw him
Where-
first thing in the
Afro.
year in velvet, I was telling Charles, I said, I
Or was
think
it
that
you?
was Apple Neck from last year.
Apple neck.
So Apple Neck the
Dude,
year
I don't
before,
know.
How do you guys come up with this shit?
You
Dude,
should have
I'm-
seen this, dude.
because he was at an apple tree at all times, his neck was humongous. It was
he looked like he was full rut. And
Oh, wrong one.
in September, he looked like he was full rut.
Joe,
Old deer.
Had
that was where you were hunting was a
Man.
double man stand. I remember we sat there together. I saw his neck. I can contest. It was huge.
Huge.
We named him together. That's where he got the name.
dude.
It's
I'm
Trunks
telling
from
you,
the Big Apple.
it was like early October, maybe September.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was
his
September.
neck was outrageous, and all he did was eat apples and fuck people up.
Yeah, he
like
just
that's all he
fought.
did was beat up deer and eat apples.
What life?
This dude's neck was
I'm jealous.
humongous the whole way through.
I love it.
That's a
Was
great
huge.
fucking life.
Get
dude.
a good honey
When you
crisp.
say it out loud,
That's all
like
he
that,
did.
that's a
That's all he
great
did was
life.
eat apples
a
and
great
beat
life.
deer up. That's all he did. He was a fighter, and
Why his
his
neck
neck,
got so big.
was humongous. But he was a fork, and then on the one side he had a G3, and the other side was kind of like it was more of like a crab claw G3. It wasn't much of a G3, and I think that's what Charles found as well that day when he went shed hunting. And when this deer showed up, I started comparing pictures. I'm like, I think it's him, but he just has a bigger G3.
Yeah.
Because his G2s were crazy last year. I mean, they weren't crazy, but they were like this. you know?
Yeah.
But he was just a big deer. Like, I almost want to shoot him because he was such a big deer.
What was it?
Apple neck.
Apple neck.
Give me a bite.
That was a nice looking apple. Why does he get an apple?
Wait a minute.
He
Wait,
said he really likes
Hold
apples.
on.
Is this Jeffy?
When the fuck did we get ice cream? Where does apple come from? I want one.
That's the funny thing.
Did that not
one year-
sound delicious?
One year,
Listen. That is a fresh apple.
the one year I messed up.
This
I
shit
did
is
mess
great.
up on a quote big time. I named my deer
He screwed
Jimmy.
us up.
Apple neck?
because he liked apples. I forgot it was Jeffy.
Jeffy likes
Yeah, I should have named him Jeffy because every time I got a picture of me, he was like munching on an apple.
Yeah.
And I named him Jimmy. And then it came to me. I was like, hey, his name was Jeffy in that movie. I named him the wrong name.
He done messed up, Aaron.
That's
Done messed up.
in the future. I can name another deer. Jeffy, I guess.
I thought it was Johnny. Johnny Appleseed?
Johnny.
Johnny.
Yes,
Johnny.
That's a fictitious
So
character.
either way, I thought this was his apple
didn't
neck
exist.
because
I thought he was fucking
he just had bigger
Pocahontas.
G3s.
Russia.
And he had the same big G2s.
Yeah.
And like his frame looked the same. And I put the pictures side by side.
I don't know.
It
It's,
almost looked like his frame was the same. And he had smaller
Yeah.
brow tines.
it's funny because
that's
the other two sheds that we found were a year older or older. And because, they had green and the pedicle and all that stuff. So, but if you take that antler and the other antler I found, which was that's a left, the other one was a right. And if I set them on the table and look, like the main beams and everything are absolutely perfectly symmetrical the way they come out. It's
Interesting.
absolutely identical.
So you might have been apple neck.
And they had really thick bases, which also
You do that every time.
every time you say it, you better save some bites. You're taking huge bites.
That was the most biggest bite of an apple I've ever seen in my life.
Looks like a horse.
He's going to lose that tooth.
You're gonna lose teeth. You're in trouble, buddy.
That tooth's going to pop out.
So yeah, I mean it's a possibility. I mean that's all I'm saying. Like we did have Junior. It came back this year.
This is a
And-
freaking stud.
Oh man, I don't know where that deer is. But
So
yeah.
my number one was Junior.
I can't keep up with all these names.
I know.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
a
not-
lot.
I'm not
It's a
gonna lie.
lot.
So
I'm not
Junior
gonna lie,
came
I
up.
can't get over how perfect this freaking shed is.
right? Like it looked like it just fell. It was sitting on top of the leaf
Yeah,
so
like-
perfectly, like it had just fallen off his head that morning.
So Junior came up
Oh,
last year, and we saw him in velvet. And I started looking at Junior. I'm like, dude, he looks like he's gonna be like my 160 that I shot. Like he was beautiful. He was beautiful in velvet. And then I started seeing other people's velvet pictures, and I'm like, he's just not matching up. He's not big enough to be a big deer, So he just like kind of planed out.
Yeah.
He never ended up being anything special.
Yeah.
So he was one of those deer. He would show up in my camera, like I'm telling you, 9 times in a week. He showed up daylighting at my one camera, and I just didn't hunt the spot.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'd have a hard time not shooting him because he's like a 115.
Yeah.
I doubt he would ever make 120, but he was a good deer. He was hard. He was very on the fence. So I just didn't hunt the spot. I'm like, I'm gonna give him another year. You know how that happens with places that you can't really control. Giving a deer another year is very risky.
Oh yeah.
So, but he's on the fence, and I just have standards, and I'm not gonna really pass him. So I let him go. Never hunted the stand. I'm like, it'd be cool if I shot him with a recurve. Other than that, I wouldn't shoot him. So let him go. He came back the next year, this year, and he was I'd say
He's a stud.
high 130s, maybe 140.
Starting to whiten.
But he was a really good buck.
Yeah.
And he gained another point. So last year he was a 9. He had a split brow and he was a
Technically, he was a
mainframe
9
8.
both years, right?
So second year he ended up being a mainframe 9 with a split brow. Looked about the
now we
same,
can hear that.
but he was way bigger. And I'm like, man, now he's a freaking shooter. He's my number 1 for sure.
Yeah.
And then we had this one, which is my number 2. So it turned out I ended up seeing Junior at least twice, maybe 3 times, and maybe missing him once. That was the buck that ducked my arrow.
Yeah.
Was maybe Junior.
Junior.
We muted you.
So
You're good.
the 8 was the big 8.
This was the big 8, yeah.
Yeah, it was hard for me to call him Apple Neck
yeah.
without actually knowing.
Yeah.
It was hard to say that he was Apple Neck, you know? So we just ended up calling him the big 8. And he was my number 2. So I wanted this year to be like, I really wanted this year to be like a year that I actually like focus on one buck.
Yeah.
And just like,
One.
I want to shoot this
I've heard
one
like
buck
5
so
names.
bad and not worry about our number 2, our number 3, our number 4.
Yeah.
I shot our
want
number
to
3.
shoot this one.
I ain't scared.
And
I wanted to focus
Yeah,
on
Charles
one buck,
shot-
but it wasn't Apple Junior, 8, Pincushion, Jimmy Johnny.
you have no more bites left. So
Listen, I killed Crab Claw. Or King.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
King
his name.
Crab.
King Crab.
Charles killed King Crab. He was number 3 on the ratings.
Yeah.
But he was
But-
the best fighter by far.
The thing was, I
Yeah, he
saw
beat
this
everyone's
buck.
ass.
Yeah.
I saw this buck the one
including
hunt.
Junior.
He came in and he was about 70 yards. And I see him come through. That was an elephant. And
That was my turkey call.
His talent
So
is he
he
makes
came
animal
through
noises
about-
with his asshole.
70 yards.
Wait a minute.
And
It's all in different ways.
after that, I start thinking to myself, like, do I really want to shoot this deer?
Yeah.
Or do I just want to shoot Junior? Like, it's really tough. Like, I see him through binoculars. I watched him for a while. He's 70 yards away. He's a good deer, you know. I mean, you see his rack, but so I told Charles, I said, hey, I want you to shoot this deer. You got to get set up on him. But I don't want to be out of play. You know, I got to be close to you because if Junior comes through, I'd really hate it if you shot him, but I'd like it if you passed him and he came down to me.
I was never going to pass that
But I
deer.
don't
Are you
want-
fucking crazy?
Yeah. I don't know where he's
He's a
coming from.
stud.
On a good day, if you want to let him go, I'll take a shot at him.
No, instead,
So I'm about
Joe bumps him out of his
70,
bed instead.
I'm about 70, 80 yards away from Charles, like where I saw this deer come through at. I said, this is where he's coming through. Go ahead and go shoot the big 8. So he set up. Nothing really ended up happening.
Was that the time that you bumped the deer?
I think I did bump the one deer. I
Yeah,
was
we don't know
changing
what
out
deer,
My
but-
freaking. I was putting my jacket on, and I look over and I see like a rack running away. I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's just how my year kind of started. You know, I was like, every time I put a jacket on, a deer would run away. I'm like, what the hell? So that's how my year started, and then I tried setting Charles up on this deer, which ended up happening to work out for him in the long run. Because the tree I told him to go into is where he ended up shooting.
Whoa.
Different occasion.
Fucking
Different
phone.
occasion.
Crossing lines, bro.
Hold the phone here. Okay. Yeah, come on, man.
So it turned out like
Take your
Hold
apples
on,
and
don't
go
just
home.
yeah, don't you apple neck me and just go over me.
Oh, wait.
so
I heard apple.
you don't have any bites left. Just
Apple.
Oh, that's all core, buddy.
That's a good bite. That's a good bite.
All right.
That's a lot of core.
Listen, you saw the deer one time walk by where you thought you did, and we went over there together to go scout a spot. Okay, it's not like you walked me over, held my hand, and been, here, buddy, climb up this tree right here. No,
So you go in that corner, you went in the corner. So either way,
Whoa!
I didn't see a deer that night. Oh, no, that's not true. That's not true. I did see a deer. I actually did.
you actually saw
I saw king crab that
you saw
night.
king crab that night.
I did.
Yeah.
I did see king crab about 200 yards across the field.
And then he came
Chasing
past
a
me like
doe.
30 yards, but I didn't see him because there was too much brush. But either way,
Apple.
I knew that Junior was somewhere back in this area. So I started digging deeper. So all year I've been like kind of like buddies of mine would be like, hey, what do you think about this property? Where do you think I could hunt? And it was weird because it happened in like groups. It wasn't like one buddy text me this. It was like 3 buddies were like, what do you think about this area? And I would just like, I would take all of my like hunting experience and I'd put it into it. So like geographical, whatever. I'd just look at this map and I would tell them where to hunt. And it was actually funny because like multiple times I was very, very right. So the one kid, he asked me, he said, where do you think I should hunt? Like I saw this deer on this camera. It was over here. He sends me a pic. So I start looking at this property. I'm like, okay, well, you said a tractor came in and started cutting. Maybe he was over here and he saw the tractor and he came around to here, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you also have a oxbow over here.
Are you going to scout the guy's whole property on the podcast, or are you going to get to the point?
So I said, you have an oxbow over here. Maybe you want to check that out.
And there you have it.
It's actually pretty good for deer, blah, blah, blah. And he actually later on hunted that area that I told him to hunt. And he's like, dude, a 160 came out of that oxbow. So I did this like multiple times. So finally I started thinking to myself, like, I need to start doing this with my own properties. I need to start like actually visualizing it. So
visualize and attack.
We've been hunting this one property, Charles and I, for over 20 years. And we've never really like put a lot of thought into it. We have always had so much information coming in from my brothers and my dad to really like understand the property. But we never actually like looked at it geographically and actually.
That's the new word.
Geographically.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, Joe.
So I start looking at this map geographically. And I start looking at it. I'm like, I want to hunt here. And I put a point on the map. So later on in the season, you know, after I'm like, okay, well, they're probably back in here. I start looking at it. And actually, the first time I did it, I ended up putting a point right in the exact spot of my brother's, our other brother's spot that he's actually had a lot of luck in over the years, like killed a lot of bucks in. And I text him, I'm like, send me a pin of your spot so I'm not like stepping on your toes. And he sent me a pin like exactly where I dropped that pin at. And I'm like, man, like I'm not going to hunt there, obviously, but that's one of the spots I picked. So later on, I end up re-looking at the maps and I'm like, I want to hunt here. You know, it looked like a nice little flow and, you know, a nice little funnel area. And I go in there and I'm literally like within 10 yards of that point that I just picked geographically.
Stop saying that word, please.
Am I not getting it right?
No, you're saying it fine. You just said it 5 times. You can just say you picked it on a map.
Beat him up, Joe.
The exact spot that I picked.
What do you call a little chunk of land?
Geographically.
What is that?
I end up right there. Huge. And I found a tree and I end up hunting it. But what I wasn't really paying attention on the maps, it looked like it was like it went down on both ends, but actually one end dropped down. But it actually worked out for me because it was more of a pinch point.
Yeah.
Because it was a real hard drop on the one side. So it almost ended up like a pinch point. So I ended up hunting there. It rains. That's the first time I shot at this buck. 27 yards, stopped behind a tree.
Yada, yada.
Good spot.
We know the rest of that one.
Brisket shot.
Yeah.
Bad. But either way. So it was actually pretty cool because I started thinking like more and more like, I'm actually a pretty decent hunter. I'm a pretty good hunter. Like I did all this just, I literally picked a point on a map where I thought would be good just looking at it.
That always gets me excited. Like when I do scouting and go into that spot, it's
so I ended up
always makes me feel
picking this point on the map.
He didn't mention that he busted a deer that I was potentially hunting before that.
I mean, that deer probably would have walked right to you where you're hunting.
Yeah, I'm well aware.
The
I
one
was
I
there.
shot.
Either one, yeah. Either one. He just cut me off, is what he's saying. He's like,
no.
I just cut you the fuck off and
What
shot
was that
this deer.
deer's name?
No, so when I actually went to go climb up the tree, there was a deer up
His
on
name
the
was
hill.
Peter.
It was a buck up on the hill that actually caught me. And there's no way he wouldn't have caught me because he was way higher
He's
than
in a
me.
prime
He
spot.
was. He
was-
come in probably.
He was in a great spot.
I think it
because
was Junior.
no matter what tree I climbed in that area, he would have saw me 100%.
I think it was Junior
It
sitting
probably
up
was
high
Junior.
watching the access points.
Yeah.
Like
Makes
a smart
sense.
old deer would do.
makes sense.
And I was on the backside of him, but he did not I never saw him. I think he went up and over the ridge
Yeah, he
instead of
could've
coming down the
seen-
ridge.
Chuck,
'Cause he'd
is
come down
this
the ridge.
the same year you killed?
This is this
Crab
year.
Claw?
Yeah.
Same year.
This is
Yeah.
this year, yes.
Yeah, this is this year. This is prior to me, obviously, killing
Yeah,
King Crab.
yeah,
but the thing is, like,
King Crab, that's it.
yeah, I called him Crab Claw earlier. That's my bad.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah, we have so many crab claws. We have
Oh,
Call
yeah,
him
yeah.
King Crab
we
because
King Crab. We have
he just was a really big crab clawed.
Yeah.
And then we called the other one. There was
Snow
another
crab.
one that was a little smaller, but he did have big G2s.
Yeah.
But he was also a crab. We call him Snow Crab because he's a little
Lot of
small.
crabs.
King
Lot of
Crab and
crabs.
Snow
Saying,
Crab.
'cause King
Dude,
Crab's
it's,
bigger,
it's a gene,
Crab's
and
smaller, right?
it's a gene out there, like a big
It's a
eights
big
with
gene out
crabs.
there, yeah.
Like
We had,
Yeah.
when me and Joe hunted Ohio, we had this buck. It was, oh, dude, it was absolutely gorgeous deer. We called him Patches because he had a double throat patch, which is
Oh, that's awesome.
pretty
Patches
rare.
O'Houlihan.
And
Just ooh, man.
very easy to obviously tell if it was
yeah.
him. But I
Dive
just
and
remember I
dodge.
saw him one time. It was, I mean, he was well out of bow range, but it was just cool
Yeah,
to see
I saw him
that,
once.
that double throat patch. I was like, damn, that's
Low
an iconic.
low to mid 140s.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
deer.
I was like,
Yeah,
that's just a
Great deer.
sweet. That'd be a sweet mount, just to see have that
Oh,
double
dude,
throat
the-
patch on there.
That's a dream there.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's
That's
I don't-
his
I don't
thing
wanna
with,
talk
like-
about that spot.
hell of a deer.
We
So-
talked about it before.
I know. Well aware of it.
Well aware. Well aware. Well aware.
Hey,
So with this year, it was like one of those things, like
Ruined the deal.
I was doing everything right. Like I ran into my number 2 pincushion here. I ran into him 3 times.
he's been renamed, by the way.
One time was 70 yards. The other 2 times I actually shot him. I ran into my number 1 buck at least 3 times. So
What was
the
it?
morning I shot this pincushion the second time, I was hunting an area where I've had a lot of luck with over the years. I shot 2 of my wall hangers out of, and like we had no cameras on there. We had no real clue about it, but we just knew it was a really good spot for the rut. And Junior was just in the area. We knew he was in the area, but we could never really pinpoint him where he's going to be. So I was hunting him like crazy. And finally I'm like, I think this is the spot I need to be. And it's a morning spot. So I hunted the one morning about 7:30 or so. Here comes a buck. And the weird thing was I seen this deer 2 times for sure. And both times I'm like, that's him. This time this deer walks out and I'm like, is that him? That's weird, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't think
I'm
it
just
would've
like,
been him.
is that him?
Because you don't question this deer.
Exactly.
This deer's too big to question.
Like his G4 was so noticeable that it was like at him both times. But the third time, I'm just like, is that him?
we had a,
And
we
I
had
get
a-
it, it's like a field and everything.
yeah.
But we also had like a medium
we had a
sized
mid
10
we had a
coming
mid
through.
range 10-pointer
Yeah.
who had like he was young,
Yeah.
short beams, a lot like the one I shot with Joe years ago. Short beams, but like just Roatines, decent height to them.
It's a good buck. He
Really
wasn't
good buck.
crazy, but he was a,
Yeah,
he
just
wasn't
because
quite
he was
shooter yet.
a 10-point, he'd probably be still in that 120-ish range.
Mm.
Like just a good young deer, like a really good young deer. And I don't know whatever happened to him, but he was on the property. He was around a ton. Like he was one of them ones we would drop the food, and within a half an hour of us leaving, he'd be on the food, in the off season. And,
Yeah.
because obviously he's on only 10.2.
Yeah.
So like velvet and stuff, clear as day, he's there. I'm thinking that's the deer he shot at because there's no way when you looked at Junior, the frame on that deer, the size of that deer
very,
was
very noticeable.
there is no second guessing.
Yeah.
My dad saw him in the year and he was trying to keep it a secret until after I shot my buck and filled the tag. He's like, I don't want to tell you about it. You go kill the deer. And I was like, thanks, Dad. Appreciate you. And I thought this was a group effort, but apparently not. He's
we
like,
keep things from them because we put all these cameras, we put all this food, and it's like,
we put all the work
piggyback
in
off
out
us.
there, and it's
It's
like,
just-
look, if you want to hunt out there, but like, I'm not gonna send you my trail cam
Yeah.
photos or my pins either at the same time. And I'm not keeping information from you, but I'm also not gonna freely share it when you don't want to do anything. You
Yeah.
just show up and hunt. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
we're actually putting money,
Yeah, there's some
time,
legwork
and
that
effort
goes
into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So either way, he came in. I questioned it, but eventually I just talked myself into him. Like, that's him. That's him. And he came in 45 yards, and he was super, super alert. Like, he walked in right where I walked in, so he must have been catching my scent a little bit. He was just super alert. He's not going to get any closer. He's only going to be at 45, and that's what I got to take. I'm very comfortable with 45, and I'm in a ladder stand. I'm not in my freaking saddle. So I keep ranging him because he's walking through a field, and I know how fields work. He could walk 5 steps and end up 3 yards closer. You never know. So I keep ranging him, and finally I'm like, I gotta shoot. I pull back. All right, he's at 45. I aim middle of the chest. I shoot right over his back. Now, what's going on right now? And I kind of seen him. I seen him duck a little bit, but I didn't think anything of it. I'm just like, what is going on? Like, is my bow off? What's going on? So I pick a leaf out about 25 yards, and I put a junk broadhead on. I shoot. It hits perfect. My bow's on. What is going on right now? So I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to get down. I'm going to go to the other side of the property. So I started getting down. Before I get down, I look to my left where the deer ran off to, and there's this dude standing out there with a bow. Just standing there like he's throwing milkweed. I don't know what the hell. He's just like waving his arms around. So I'm like, I hope that he didn't shoot this deer. It just ran towards him.
Did we ever see the 10-point after that day?
We did.
Oh, okay.
I passed him second to last day. So I get down.
So he didn't shoot him.
I get back to my car. I drive around to the other side of the property, walk about 17 minutes back, jump up in a tree. Not long after that, here comes 2 doe right to me. I'm like, all right, there's something behind it. This is perfect. They're going to come right down my 10-yard trail. I pull the binocs up, and I see this deer behind him. And all of a sudden, I see his antlers. I'm like, holy shit, that's Junior. Like, man. Like, if this was a deer that I just missed, it's just crazy, So I'm thinking, he's on these 2 doe. They're coming down my 10-yard trail. He's going to be 10 yards following these does, dumb as hell. I'm going to smoke them. Well, they were young does. They weren't in heat. They weren't even close to heat, And he must have just, like, kind of bumped him a little bit. He wasn't exactly on him. So he hung up about 130 yards away. And he's just looking at them. They're looking back at him. He just didn't care at all about him. He went on his way. So I'm thinking, I just snort wheezed this deer after I missed him. I grunted at him, everything, just threw the kitchen sink at him. I'm not going to call it all because he's in it, marked it as that's danger, So I just shut my mouth. The does kind of kept looking back at him, and then they just faded off the way they came from. As this is going on, here comes a buck and a doe, a small buck chasing a doe, ran right underneath me so quick that I kind of flinched, swung around, and the doe's staring at me. She's right underneath me. So she kind of faded off to my right. The buck cut her off left. And then about 20 minutes later, as they're fooling around some brush behind me, here comes another small buck, cuts off the same as the other buck. They start chasing her around. 30 minutes after that, pincushion comes in, cuts to my right. Same bullshit, like I said. Far weak side, bad shot, blah, blah, blah. Hit him in the spine. So the same day that I missed that deer, I set myself in a different situation, different stand, and ended up having another opportunity, which is like, tough. It's one of those things like,
yeah, but
it was probably like really,
jacket, right?
What's that?
Your jacket.
No, that was last year. That was the bullshit that happened last year. Yeah.
Oh,
a lot of bullshit with him, huh?
Yeah, it's getting old.
I said we're getting old.
You got to get closer to your mic so we can hear you.
We are getting old.
There it is.
There you go.
There's Joe.
I'm back.
So
He's back, baby.
Come on, man.
Yeah, last year I missed
timing.
a buck with my bowstring hitting off my sleeve, and I missed that coyote, and then I started noticing it, just a noise and everything else. But no, this was this year, and no, it just shows like one of those things. Like if you feel like you're in a bad spot, don't be afraid to move.
Hell
That's
yeah.
what the kind of outlook you have to look at.
Someone told him to do that, by the way. He's going to say that he put me in a spot.
Oh, hey-oh.
Little bastard.
That's always been one of my biggies is like how somebody's mind will say, I remember we talked about this in a previous podcast. Something that drives me frickin' nuts. I got nothing against preset stands. They're great. Yada, yada, yada. But like what drives me insane is when people be like, oh, yeah, no, I saw a deer, they're 55 yards out. Like,
people will hunt the same stand over and over and over and over and over. And they're like, why can't I kill a deer?
I saw him again, 55 yards. Go, get aggressive. Like, go at them. Like, don't just sit there. They're not just going to randomly walk in your lap and just fall. Like,
walk 30 yards.
Go.
Where you've seen them.
Get off your ass. Do something about it and go towards them.
Yeah. So if that was the thing, if that was Junior that I missed, that ducked my arrow, then what I did was absolutely justified. Like getting to an area, I mean, I wasn't just going to a random area.
Yeah.
I was going to an area that he's frequented over the last year.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if he's going to go anywhere, if he's going this way, he's going to go past that stand. So I mean, I set myself up in the best opportunity area to shoot him, you know, and maybe it was him in the first time. I doubt it, just because that lack of just like, that's him.
Oh,
you know, like I seen him earlier in that same stand I set up the second time. I seen him earlier in the year, and he was chasing a doe past me with another small buck. He was about 40 yards. And as soon as I saw him, as soon as I laid eyes on him, I'm like, oh shit, that's him.
Yeah.
And then when I saw him 130 yards away, not 45, 130 yards away, I was like, that's him.
Yeah.
You know, so for him to be 45 yards away and me to go, wait a second, is that him? That's kind of, that bothers me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing too, is like every bow hunter knows, like you can put yourself in the best position and playing the wind and doing all the things that you're supposed to do and make it, you know, the most perfect setup. But sometimes I feel like at the end of the day, sometimes it just boils a little bit of luck on your side. You know, like you can do everything that you could possibly do. The wind's perfect. This is the stand I need to be, and this is where I need to be.
You can't
saw them and this and that and the other. But at the end of the day, like
they're still wild animals.
What if he just like I remember when me and Joe hunted at our camp, and we had a great setup. It was beautiful. It was perfect. Remember those does come busting through. That beautiful buck came following those does.
That was
and then
literally during a hurricane.
Yeah, and like they come through, and you're like, picture perfect. Like they ran past at 16 yards. You're like,
well, yeah, but even the buck came literally right underneath of us. But he would not stop.
I mean, yeah. But it's just like, that's what I mean, is like that picture perfect setup where like you did everything in your control to the best of your ability. Does come running by in heat. He chases them. The deer just won't stop.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do to control it. Sometimes it's just literally like a little bit of luck is on your side for that animal to stop in the perfect spot, broadside, and give you the shot. It's like
he started working a scrape, and they didn't stop and kept walking off. And by the time he was done and picked his head up, they were out of line of vision.
Yeah, he freaked out.
And he panicked.
Yeah, he's like, I got to get.
He's like, what the hell just happened? Boom, I'm gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
you can't control that.
And he just shot right past us. And
that's like in Ohio, the one year we were out there when he shot that really nice 8-point or whatever it was. That I was set up on that deer, basically. I didn't know it, but I was set up in a perfect position. That deer was bedded 60 yards from me in this big, nasty thicket on private land. And, of course, the guy was out cutting wood.
Yeah,
and he had 2 dogs out. Dogs jumped up and started chasing, running and chased this deer. I watched this deer jump up, and his exit, where he was going to get up and possibly walk that night, was 10 yards to my left. And he come by barreling out because these 2 dogs just happened to chase him instead of that guy not cutting wood, not bringing his dogs out chasing deer.
Just so happened to be
through
that
public
time,
land
that day.
Too many external
That
factors.
deer actually passed me.
All you can do is put yourself in the best situation.
That's all you can do. And
that.
anything out of that is out of your control. That's why you don't beat yourself up too. I remember calling him. Remember when I used to hunt behind Josh's and I remember calling him, and I was like, I literally had this. I was 17 years old at the time, I think. And this decent little basket 6 came out, and I was, all fired up. I'm like, yes, this is it. This is it. And he's just, no pressure. He had no idea I was there. It was picture perfect. And I remember like clipping on my release, and I'm like, this is it. And I hear, and like dirt bikes come by, and I'm like, are you kidding? You know what I mean? Like completely out of your control. Like it just so happened to be that exact second, that exact moment. One of them things, man.
It'll be.
Yeah.
I will say full circle, though, going back to, we were talking about the other day and on our Marco Polo app with the Patreon guys, like what, because we were talking about how, you kill a bunch of deer with compound, and they're talking about all their bullshit with their freaking recurves and shit. Weirdos. But I'm kidding. They've been trying to get me into the traditional stuff, and I'm not giving in. I can't do it. I was like, I don't kill enough, but I haven't killed enough bucks in my life to just switch to something like that. Like doe hunting, yes, that'd be fine. But they were like, okay, well, how many deer you kill? And I'm like, okay, but what do you attribute that success to? And I'm like, we're kind of talking about it. And then it got into conversation like camouflage patterns. Like, well, is it your camouflage, blah, blah, blah? Is it the clothes you wear? I'm like, no. If you really want to know,
That's
I started killing a lot more deer when I started hunting out of the saddle. Why? Because that was how I hunted mobile.
Full circle saddle into it.
Yeah, I did. I full circled
Full
the
circle.
saddle.
Full
Because
circle.
in all reality, the saddle was my tool that helped me kill a lot more deer.
just being mobile.
Being mobile. And be honest, I was killing deer with my bow, not even like wearing my saddle, but hunting from the ground.
What were
Because I would go in, be more aggressive, get to a spot. I can't get in a tree. I'm still wearing my saddle,
Yeah.
but I'm going to hunt the ground here. And I was killing deer that way.
Yeah.
So it just gives you like a different mindset to be more aggressive and do different things. So like that would be my number one tool, I would say, is the reason why I've killed more deer in the last X amount of years.
Yeah.
Because you're hunting different.
What
Yeah.
were you hunting with before this?
We were doing the XOP lock on with
Vanish?
sticks, the Vanish with sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And prior to that, it was ladder stands and my climber. That was it, you know. And the problem is, and like you said earlier, and I didn't get to touch on this, but you're like, I get picked off a lot in the saddle. Well, I did too when I first started saddle hunting, but I come to find out and realize later on, I've been doing it so like we haven't been doing it that long, but we've been doing it for a while.
We've been doing it for
Austin
a
and
while.
I.
Yeah.
And it's like I was hunting trees like I was still hunting out of a climber.
Yeah.
I wasn't hunting saddle trees. I wasn't hiding myself like I know how to now with a saddle. I wasn't setting myself up in the tree correctly.
Yeah.
And that's why I was getting picked off. I don't get picked off as much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't.
There's definitely
different.
There's definitely an art to it. I mean, think about just like if Joe, like if you walked in and you're like, "Hey, I'm going to set up somewhere with my climber." Well, there's a very select few trees that you can actually
It's
get
tough
into
to get good
with the
cover.
climber.
It makes
you
it
look,
hard.
you look at a
too.
tree and you're like, "Oh, that's where I want to be," but it's got 2 branches kicking out. Well, I can't get my climber past that. I mean, there's no different than I go with a run and gun setup. I'm like, "Hey, it's a slightly slanted." Okay,
Yeah.
well, I can level my stand, and with a saddle, I mean, you learn in a sense to do the same thing. Like,
Absolutely.
hey, this tree is meant for me to kind of better my cover. And,
Yeah.
it's all it's another
and
tool.
you could do the same thing with a mobile sticks and lock
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
on.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just how much effort do you want to put into it?
Yeah.
And that's why I went like the most minimalistic
Yeah.
single stick climbing
Yeah.
method. When I get up to the spot and my stick's on the tree already, I climb up, I look around. If I have good lanes, I'm ready to hunt. I'm
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Pull my pack up, put it on the tree, put my bow out in front of me, which is another nice thing. Your
Do you-
bow's always close.
Do you do the one stick thing?
Mhm. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
difficult is that?
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah,
Really isn't. Guys think it is worse than it is, and it looks like
I've
it is,
watched
but-
like yet again. I'm green with it. Like I've watched a couple videos and I see a guy doing like
Mhm.
way too complicated for me. Like I'm on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing it.
That's the thing with me. Like, I kind of screwed up because I climbed a really difficult tree multiple times with sticks.
Yeah,
And I'm like, these sticks suck.
yeah,
But I also didn't have the right harness. I was wearing just my normal like harness,
yeah,
and I didn't have a great lineman's belt.
yeah,
So
all that stuff matters, man.
it really did. So when I was climbing, I'm like, it's taking me so long to get up just these sticks.
yeah,
So I just hated them. And that's when I went to the one stick. The first time I climbed, I was like, I'm selling all this shit tomorrow.
yeah.
It was terrible. Like I climbed up a real small cherry, and it was raining. So everything was slipping. Everything is really bad for me. And when I got up to where I wanted to be, the cherry had a big ass hole in it and a bunch of other small holes. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to rest right here because this is where this tree will fail and I will die. So that was my first hunt with a saddle. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm selling all this shit tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dude, it is a little harder when
After
it's
that-
wet. When it's
But
wet,
I also
I'm
didn't
sure.
practice a whole
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever try the wild edge steps?
This guy did.
yeah, I ran them for a year.
Yeah.
maybe
I did,
2.
I did too.
I was Nader Swader. I was the full geeking out on them.
yeah,
Nader
same
Swader.
here. Yeah. What was it? Jonathan Kraft. He sold the naders on the Saddle Hunter page.
I don't know because I got mine from somebody somewhere.
Anyway,
And I think Sam
I
made me
I
mine.
liked how small they were.
Nader.
But I could not get
Dude.
those rock solid.
They took effort. Too much effort.
Too much effort.
Because the only way to get them rock solid, you had to like put them up and put all your weight into like camming them down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it was almost a workout. Now, granted, you can get 16 feet on 3 steps. Like that's amazing with a Nader Swader. Like you're moving
Yeah, but it's also
you're moving
dangerous.
5-6 feet at a
Yeah.
time.
It's also
In a way, yes.
and it's
Yeah.
awkward.
Yeah, and that was the problem. Like you start to do it, and then you get too close to one side, and it it'll just
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
settle.
I'm not playing these.
And
best-
I'll be honest, they tore up the tree worse than
Yeah.
than even like spikes, climbing with spikes and shit.
Yeah.
They
Dude,
tore
the
up
best
tree
the best
bad.
feeling is when like
yeah, tore 'em up.
you've been using a system for a while,
Mhm.
and then it just feels like section.
And that's,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
where
You know
I'm-
what I mean? Like
That's where I'm at.
that's where I
Had
am
that
with
lone wolf
my
stand.
my lone wolf
Mhm.
setup with my Novik sticks. Like I have an 8er on my first stick. It's just I don't even have to think anymore. You know the
Yeah.
way
Oh,
my
yeah.
the way my harness is set up for it, everything. It's you could do it with your eyes closed.
I've
That's the
killed
same way I
every
am.
archer buck out of the same
Yeah,
lone
yeah.
wolf.
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
The assault.
Lone wolf makes great stands.
original lone wolf.
Lone wolf
tree
assault.
stand.
Yeah.
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 I've had it forever. I love it. Feels
mean-
right for me. And
That's what it's
Yeah.
boss. What do
Yeah.
you? Where are you at with the saddle stuff? You
I
loving
mean,
it?
I've been hunting out of saddle as long as Chuck, but I'm not doing the one sticking. I'm just so married to 4 sticks, man.
Yeah.
yeah.
4 sticks, and I use a 3-step 8er on the bottom, and
I
I
did
hang
the
that
same
first
thing
stick
when
as
I had-
high as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Daisy chains, and I'm up the tree pretty damn fast, man.
Yeah.
What sticks are you running again?
Yeah.
B sticks.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I love
B
those
sticks.
sticks.
Right.
And then you got a platform.
Dude, those B sticks, I actually run a Eastern Woods platform on my top stick.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's like a one stick, but
yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
yeah.
that.
But those B sticks, when you lock
They're
them in,
insane.
dude, you take that daisy chain off, and the
Insane.
stick is still
Dude,
hanging there.
when
You
I-
gotta like
Uh-huh.
really yank it off.
B
when I-
sticks are
when I
sick.
took my Novik sticks,
Mm-hmm.
the single steps, and I put those Eastern Outdoors doubles on, dude, it like
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, they're great.
because you get like
foot fatigue
no matter
and
how
stuff.
oh my
Yep.
gosh, dude, you're up there, you're on this weird angle because you're trying to set your platform in your stand. I put those double steps on, you're just up there hanging, and I'm like, oh my god,
Oh,
what
so
have I
much
been
better.
doing? Like,
What a
what have I
difference.
been doing for the last 2 years?
You're trying to
I was
set
like,
one foot on your regular sticks on this single
I'm
step.
just sitting
You're
there
just-
hanging out, man, with my lines
Single
belt.
step.
I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
money I ever spent.
The thing
Oh,
is,
yeah.
like, after you rappel down, you just pull down one stick, and then you rappel down, and you get all your shit together. You're like, all right, I'm ready to walk out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is nice.
That's so nice. Like, I never even, I had the mobile set up, I had the XOP stand, never even pulled out of the box
Yeah.
because I had such bad luck with the sticks that I'm starting to think, like, why do I want to set up a freaking lock on every time I get out in the woods?
You get
You know what I'm
real
saying?
good at it, just like
Yeah.
that.
That's what I was,
I
that's
know
what I was
that,
gonna
but
say.
it's
Like
just
now,
like-
It's not like you're
Man, like
using a
taking
ratchet
down all
strap
that
and
shit, like just rappelling down
Yeah.
after just collecting
get-
one
it's the
stick
same-
and
it's the
rappelling
same
down,
thing. You
like
get-
it's
you
just
get
so
caught with it.
nice.
like a little hack that I came up with the XOP was, or I'm sorry, with the Lone Wolf. When I had the XOP, they sold the Batwing 8er, so you could
Yep.
cinch it to the tree, set the stand.
That
out.
was the
you're,
best
you're
thing
now
in the world.
Free. It
Yeah,
was like
dude.
Oh,
amazing.
yeah. I've had that one for my lone
I
wolf
love
for
that
years.
thing.
Yeah, those things are awesome. But then it's like
Easy
it's
hang
another
ra-
thing I
easy
gotta
hang
It
carry.
is.
racket.
It is another thing to dangle.
And they weren't-
clinks
they
and
weren't
clanks. They were
that
not.
light either.
No.
Like the XOP one was bulky.
What
The original
It was
lone
light
wolf
at the
one
time.
is nothing.
Well, yeah, at the time.
There's nothing to
Yeah.
the original.
Yeah.
What I did was for my Lone Wolf, I took just one of those, like Velcro straps that goes around the tree, you cinch together, just almost for like a bow holder, and just has a little metal hook on it. I was like, well, that weighs absolutely nothing. And on my harness, I have 2 little side pouches. So I have one for where I know, my tree straps are, and I carry that. So when I get up, I'll take that Velcro strap, throw it around the tree, cinch it, and then that one single little metal hook, I'll just take my Lone Wolf stand and just right off the Batwing, I'll just set it there. So it's weight-wise is literally nothing.
And then you climb in.
No. and then I uncinch my harness from the tree. Then I step in, and then I'm good. No, but yeah, it's all about every you could. I feel like you could have the exact same system.
Oh, yeah.
You could have everybody at this table run the same exact stick, stand, combat, and somebody's going to do something.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure.
That's why I want to have a saddle day.
Yeah, whatever works for you. You know what I mean? Whatever
We'll figure
works.
that out.
A little mobile get together day, because it's like then
Mhm.
everybody can get together as a conglomerate.
Right.
Everybody can try each other's shit out and learn tips and tactics, because it takes time to learn that stuff and
Absolutely.
experience. I mean, I've climbed so many times now. It's like I can look at a tree and know exactly where I need to climb that
Yep.
tree at what angle
Yep.
to climb it the easiest. And I know also when I'm at the top of the tree, this is how I'm going to get out of the tree and make it easy.
And not even to mention too, like, okay, you pick a tree, right? But like where you start to ascend up the tree.
Right.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's a huge thing too. Like you
Oh,
can
yeah.
look at a tree and be like, okay, I want to be in this tree. Okay, where are you going to start? What's your end goal? Where do
Right.
you want to be?
Mhm.
Like just by picking the opposite side of a tree can change
Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked hunting with Joe this year where we both had one sticks and it was nice. It was like, well, for him, I guess it was nice, but he hang my stick up, climbed to the top of it, and then hang his stick up.
Yeah.
So like he took out that whole first move.
Yeah.
And made things so much quicker and easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, we double climbed during gun season.
And archery.
And archery, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, archery for one. I shot a doe. Another doe came through and Charles was like, a doe.
It's like,
I'm like, dude, we kayaked back here. I don't want to bring another freaking deer back.
Kill it.
Shoot it.
Yeah. He's down there like a demon on my shoulder. Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you what, that little 4-point like gave us a show.
Really?
Snort wheezing, grunting, everything.
Yeah.
He gave us an absolute show.
Yeah.
And then this doe was like 12 yards. Shoot it. And then she busted me, so it's his fault.
Yeah.
We left a witness back there.
Yeah.
We left a witness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I love those memes that I'll see where like it'll show like and he's like, you shouldn't have done that.
You shouldn't have done that.
You're gonna die now. Like I wasn't gonna kill you, but now
I have to.
now I have to kill you.
You done blown at me.
that. He did the boy.
He's the boy. You shouldn't have done it.
I like them taters.
Talk like that.
I like them taters.
I like my tares mustard.
Oh God.
All right.
Yeah. Well, we're at about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know. So we should
Holy
probably.
What the hell time is it?
It's 1 in the morning.
Oh,
1 in the morning.
1 a.m.
If you're still with us,
dude,
at this
my
point,
son's
God
gonna
bless
wake up.
you.
At like
Nobody's gonna finish this
5:15.
shit.
Same. My daughter's gonna wake up as soon as I get home.
Dude, I have to get home. Then
Dogs
I
are
gotta
gonna bark at
freaking
me.
Run a 27K to shit, dude.
That sucks, dude. If you don't
Sucks
get
to
the bumper
suck.
sticker for the back of your car, you didn't
Damn,
actually
dude.
run it. I just farted because you tickled me.
I heard that.
That's a good one. Scared the shit out of me.
Wow, woo, woo.
Hey,
Call you tickle shit.
this is fun.
That is your new nickname.
Tickle shits.
Scared the shit out of me.
Hey man, shout out the 200th. Huh?
Thurman,
Hey.
Yeah, man.
Thurman Merman.
If I had a
Are you
drink
kidding
left.
me?
I'd raise a glass if I
That's
had one.
funny. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we're at the end here. President Trump, do you have anything to say to finish this off?
Gonna take us out while I swig this Buffalo Trace. Made in America.
They're sending missiles. I'm going to stand in front of them. I'm going to block them. That's what I do. Putin, I'm coming for you. Okay, I'm coming for you. You think, actually, now that I think about it, I want to run a Netflix special. Me and you, one-on-one, boxing, last man standing, to the death. I win. That's what we're going to do.
All right. Is there going to be a bear in the ring with you guys? Live bear?
Mountain lions, 2 of them. 2, male, female, in heat. I can handle it.
Puts you in advantage. I like that.
And there you have it.
And there you have it.
I think we're just going to swig this from the old bottle.
Yeah,
You good with that?
I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Frankenstein never scared me. Marsupials do. Because they're fast.
Ooh, Buffalo's good. You want to swig of that? Trump?
The old buffalo.
Congratulations, boys.
Hey,
guys.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
And not being a bitch like Sabelli and fucking
Good old Sabelli.
bitching out.
Come on.
Anyone else?
okay.
Man, kids,
probably for good.
Probably for the better.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Hey, I'd say it was a good episode, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had fun.
I knew it was going to be a shit show.
Oh,
and that's
yeah,
what
I mean,
I expected. And that's what I wanted.
Dude. At the
I
end of
feel
the day,
bad.
let's
Yeah.
all just freaking kill something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We gotta kill some shit.
Kill something in our own ways.
Just
We're gonna kill
hardworking
something.
Americans trying to put food on their families.
That's what we're doing out here. On that note,
On that note,
hey, the distraction is real, boys.
let's go.